Hello, everyone, and welcome to Claret and Booze. You are with myself, Gary, in the middle, and Mickey. John has fallen asleep. He's just woken up, so hopefully he's going to be joining us shortly when he gets his head together. I don't know what sent him asleep. It can't have been that game earlier on, can it? But I tell you what, I don't think I'll sleep tonight. My fucking blood pressure's through the roof. But anyway, Gary, how are you, mate? You went over there today. How did you enjoy the your lovely day out?
Well, look, I'll tell you what, coming away from the ground, I actually felt quite proud because the fans were brilliant in there today. I've got to be honest. We sang for about the last half hour consistently, right?
You can hear it loud and clear on screen.
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of Villa Park, that semi-final back in, on a smaller scale. But honestly, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I had a sore throat when I come out there. I ain't sung so much at football for ages, because usually join in a bit, didn't you? But it was constant. It was fantastic. So well done to all those fans. And can I just say one thing, right? Let me just touch on one thing. Can I just say
hello to Micky before you get into a story? Fucking hell, Micky, how are you?
Yeah, so no, I was fine. Honestly, I was looking at the comments. They were talking about me Mike and me Barney, but I've just got the shower, so I've got it flat.
You gone for the bowl cut, yeah, Mick? Like it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yes. So Gary, go on, continue.
Where was I?
You saying you was walking out the ground and you was feeling proud and you'd lost your voice.
Yeah, I was feeling quite proud. I lost my voice. I thought we were amazing, and there's a few things that both I liked today. I'll touch on them after, and a few things I didn't like. But one thing I definitely didn't like was right at the end. Right, there were a small handful of players from where we were sitting in the corner. Doddsy was in front of me, by the way. It was lovely spending an afternoon with Doddsy. It was me, Ross, Doddsy, and another one of these guys that come down in the minivan, up in the minivan from the southwest, right? And I didn't recognise Doddsy at first because I usually see Doddsy from below. I actually saw him from above.
What do you mean?
Such an incline that I was taller than Doddsy.
Oh yeah, that never happens.
Yeah.
So he's a large man.
But yeah, so we had a really good time, and just one thing right at the very depth that annoyed me. So a few players have put in such a massive effort in that last 15 minutes. Bowen tried everything to make something happen. And look, limited footballer though he is, the guy's got heart. Sufal was joining Bowen down in the corner, trying to make something happen. And believe me, we saw it up close. It's like we do football. They put in everything they got, right? And then at the end, you can see the poor fucking players are embarrassed. They were in the centre circle. They started walking.
Had every right to be embarrassed.
Well, listen, they started walking tentatively towards us. Well, bear in mind, a lot of them were replacements. So, they did their best, right? It weren't. The others who started. Yeah. Anyway, look. Let me finish. They started walking tentatively towards the crowd, the fans, and we've been singing. We were still singing. And then we started, and they done a little gentle clap, and then we started clapping them back, right? And I was thinking in my head, look, this is for Bowen, this is for Sufal, right? Maybe Mabama because he tried hard as well, right? So give those boys a bit of encouragement, just a few of them. So we give them a clap. And then they got more confident, the players, and a big group of them came over and they got clapped and everything. So this is not about hating the players for me, right? Then, I don't know where the fuck he came from because there was no sign of him before then. David Moyes has seen the players getting some applause, has jumped in the front and tried to milk the applause. I said, hey, this ain't for you. Fuck off. Right,
yeah.
And
did he get plenty of abuse?
I don't know whether he got cunted off quite a lot over there. To be fair, which I liked, because he deserved it. He deserved it. Trying to listen. What we could have got in that game in the second half, right? We could have played for a bit of pride and maybe got one goal, make it respectable, right? 3-1, something like that. Go for it a little bit. What did he try and do? Moyes ball.
What he did. I mean, look, let's skip the first half because the first half was a fucking joke. We started well. I said it earlier on.
No, let's 10 minutes. First
no. But what I mean is, but 10 minutes we looked okay. So 10 minutes we was all right. But like I said, you watch a Fulham game. Typically, that's what Fulham do. They let you have it for 10 minutes. Then they got control of the game. From that point on, nothing. Game over. We had no midfield. There was plenty of effort there. You had players running about. Of course you do. And I'm not attacking players individually, but we're gonna rate them based on this performance. And this performance was one of the worst I've ever seen. Team performances, it was shit. And that isn't for the want of trying. That isn't for the want of heart by them players, because no one of them players went out there and wanted to lose that game and get rolled over. Not a single one of them. And they would have been embarrassed. And do you know what? this. I'm not blaming them as for the reason, but when you go in at half time, when the reason that you've been steamrolled 3-0 in the first half is because you're getting fucked in midfield. When your manager sees fit to take off another midfielder, and when you're already getting done in midfield, and replace that midfielder with a defender, then I'm not being funny. What is that?
Or bring on your young striker, your kid striker, and take off the 2 players that could supply him. You've
got to sort out the midfield. We've got killed in every midfield in every game. This result, this game has been coming for weeks and weeks and weeks. We've all said it. We've all seen it, and it ain't going to be the last time. At some point, we're coming up against Premier League opposition. At some point, we was going to get our pants pulled down. And do you know what? It happened today.
Can I say one thing as well?
Last week I said Spurs would do us about 5-0, 5-1. It's nothing new that we all knew that it was going to come at some point.
It's a disgrace.
Didn't expect it to be against Fulham. But the difference is it could have easily been Spurs. If you look at the first half of the Spurs game.
And Burnley.
But I'm just saying Spurs because they didn't have a finisher. Like they mucked a lot of chances up. So it could have easily been that. But we played pucker in the second half. We all know that. But it's a carry-on from the Spurs first half. But this time, they took their chances. And when you're coming out for a second half at 3-0 down, it's game over.
Oh, you know? I mean that Spurs game in the first half, we spent the whole 45 minutes in our own 18-yard box. We did. And like I say, as you all know, the story that we got after that game from my contacts, we chose not to put that out. Although I did today. We didn't know how it was going to go today, so I didn't want to dampen the mood. No. But the fact of the matter is, what happened at Spurs was senior players. Apparently, they were taking the line. I am not going out there playing those tactics anymore. Yeah. We're going to get battered. That was apparent. I don't know what players they were, but apparently, senior players said, "I'm not going back out there if that's how we're going to play. It's suicide. We're not doing it." You know. And like I said earlier on, I mean, what sense does that make? Tottenham, they are. I know you used a reference to Kitchen Apron the other day because they have no back, none. So why let them flourish and focus on their strengths when they've got weaknesses? Expose their weaknesses. So that's what we did in the second half. But today, honestly, like I say, it's been coming a while. It ain't going to be the last time. I do have some news if you want it before we move on any further. Go on. Do you want the news? Right. Okay. So I had another conversation today, and I've got this is 2 lots because, if you like, I've kind of had it verified. So I've had 2 lots of information. The first phone call, which was from the good source, he basically is the one that told me that the deal was sorted for the summer. He told me this ages ago. I'd done a show on it, and he said that there is no way he can't see Stighton or Sullivan letting Moyes go until AFCON is over. So February is what they're pitching. Because what they don't want to do, when the new manager comes in, is Stighton's man. He's going to want to give him the best possible chance of success. He's not going to want to dump him into this. So what they want to do is they've wanted to ride it out. And the guy said it would take an awful lot for that to happen. But today, he said the worm is turning. He said the mood in the club, not just today, but because of what happened at Spurs as well, because that's common knowledge in the club. What happened at Spurs? Yeah. That's common knowledge, and what happened at Burnley, because that was just as bad. And TSC, and then today, the mood has completely turned. And from what he said he is not far now. He said one or 2 more. He said one. He said it ain't. He said forget 6. He said 1 or 2. He said we're in the money part of the season now. This is season defining. If you lose against Liverpool, if you lose the Freiburg game, all of a sudden you've got a Champions League qualifier coming up. He said it's all changing. So what I did then was I phoned you know who. We found our mate. You know I'm talking about. Phoned him. So I tried to get some clarification from the other side. And what he said was, I've since seen that's been released on Claret and Hugh as well. So this is a story that's also out there on Claret and Hugh if you want to go and see it. But the message that I got was, hang on, this was a quote from the senior source, as they like to say. But you all know who that is, and that was, let me read it out as it was written. Hang on. Let's put it this way. We consider the next 2 games very, very, very important for David Moyes. Yeah, the next 2 games. So that's and the next 2 games are Freiburg and Wolves.
And can I just say, honestly, I am still fucking seething with what I just told you about That fucker tried to take that little bit of praise that those players were getting for putting in a little bit of effort in the end, tried to put his big fucking face right in the middle of it and take a little bit of glory for himself. He's a prick. Fuck off, mate. Sacked soon as possible. Fuck off out of our club.
But look, at the end of the day, we know what we talk about, Moyes. But you know something? Sean Whetstone made the fatal error of letting me know on the More Than Just a podcast that I did last Monday that the club are starting to take notice of this show. Apparently, they've got eyes on the show that we do. Yeah. So you'll be pleased to know, Mr. Sullivan, that you've made your way onto our ratings map. So you too are going to be qualifying for a donkey, because I'm not being funny. The reason this happened today, the entire reason we had to sit through that 5-0 defeat is because of your fucking indecision. That's why. That's what all these players that we've got, this beautiful collection of ingredients that you put in. I'm going to say it again. You've got the ingredients for a Michelin star fucking restaurant, and you've got a McDonald's chef. What are you doing? What are you doing? So I'm sorry, this is on you. Moyes ain't your firewall anymore. We're gonna criticise Moyes because he runs that team, but you are ultimately the one to blame. Cheers, so yeah, look forward to it.
Cheers, Chris.
Cheers, Chris. Thank you.
Honestly, there's a lot that made me fuming today, but let me just say a few nice things that happened. Right, so went into the ground. Honestly, the most polite staff you ever meet, right? I went to the coffee counter, got a coffee. She said, very well spoken young lady. She said, would you like me to leave some space in the top of your cup so you can fit extra milk? And I said, oh, that would be delightful, right? You don't get a service like that at West Ham, do you? Let's face it. No. Big fuck off hot dog, all loaded and everything else. And then I bumped into Bill Gardner on the way down, and
Bill,
and he said he pulled me actually. He said, "You're all right." I said, "You're all right, Bill. How you doing?" Because he used to be a neighbour from my dad and Pat and everything else, right? Because me
in the Bobby Moore lower,
for fucking years, right? So used to, he was always the first one there and the last one to leave, but he used to chat to our dad and stuff quite a lot, and Pat, similar sort of age group, but yeah, he said, look, he told me this before actually. I watch all your shows, lads, love your shows. He said, that Nick, he's fucking nuts. I said, yeah, I know, Bill. I don't think he said fucking. I think he said he's nuts. Yeah. So yeah, and then we just chatted about our dad for a while, and I really like Bill. By the way, I've got this thing here. This reminded me when I walked into here earlier. Yeah, I once went to Bill's book signing. He goes tickets to his book signing. Me and Paul and Karen and Lisa went. Right, it's the most drunk I've ever been. It's literally most drunk. I was off my tits. Right, we were in an auction, a memorabilia auction at the end. And I was sticking my hand up for all sorts of stuff. And then Paul turned around to me and said, you stop sticking your fucking hand up. You're making it more expensive for me. I was bidding against Paul, who's sitting next to me. But
bloody hell.
This one, that's what I bought. That's what I bought with that auction. But honestly, I didn't have a clue what I bought.
So you did to Paul what I was doing to John when he bought the Mark Noble boat, basically.
Making it more expensive,
I'll tell you what I have got. En route to the game today, you've got the Thames Ironwork Tours. They take the boat. They crashed into the Hammersmith Bridge. I'm going to play this video. I've not actually seen it yet, so I hope there's nothing expletives. There's no expletives on it. But yeah.
No. Stop! I'm also starting to hate Hammersmith as well. They don't roll off the tongue as well, does it? How we going to get to the game? How can we get a jet ski? That's not a jet ski. Oh my God.
So they got munched basically on Hammersmith Bridge. It is a very low bridge though. That is.
It was a high tide. It was a high tide. But you think that you've got a couple of things to do as a boat driver, whatever they're called, right? A captain. You don't crash into bridges. Don't crash into other boats.
Harry, I'm not being funny. You're the last person to comment on poor captaining of vessels.
I don't claim to be good, Nick. I'm shit. I
mean, you've grounded every vessel you've ever captained. Yes.
When I went, like the Uncle Albert at the Hammers chat.
He is, yeah.
When I took the kids out on Loch Orr, right? We took them out into Loch Orr. I beached it, obviously, near the castle. Got towed out by someone because I thought the sticks that sticking out of the water that meant the place where you're supposed to go. That was like the deep water, but no, that was where you avoid. So I beached it, right? Eventually got back to the dock. I've mastered it by this point. I'm pulling in. The bloke's sort of giving me come on, and I was thinking, how the fuck do I go backwards? Just smash straight into the dock. He's had the round with me. Big gouge on the front of the boat. I'm shit. Yeah. I'm shit. I can't drive a boat.
Steve Bell. What was going on with the MF today? At one stage, MF. What's that? Am I being slow?
I don't know.
MF today. At one stage, I thought I was watching the Magic Roundabout. MF. Clarify, Steve. Am I being slow?
Motherfucker.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. I'll tell you what made today another good thing that happened today. Before we move on to the shit, another brilliant thing that happened
midfield.
Nick,
exactly, Steve. I completely agree. Sorry, Gal, go on.
Let me just say that the other brilliant thing that happened today was down there. You got like one big load of seats, and then you got an aisle, and then you got a little skinny row of 2 seats against the wall with a disabled section on the other side. Me and Ross are in 2 of those seats, right? And that was where Dodsey was, right in front of us.
Dodsey's everywhere.
In front of us.
He's everywhere.
But you imagine the odds of that? We're on a WhatsApp group together.
He followed you, Gary. He's a stalker.
You reckon that's what he was?
Yes, 100%. He is. He appears everywhere.
That message you said, you went, "Where are you, Dodsey? We're in thingy." I can imagine turning around to you, going, "Right there."
Yeah, I know where you are. Don't you worry about that. Because he can fucking see you from everywhere. He's 8 foot tall.
Yeah, but you know, of all the odds of him being in those little seats at the end, that little skinny aisle right in front of us.
Yeah, I know. But look, let's not go through it stage by stage because I want to get into the player rating so that we can start taking calls. Yeah. It was a crap game. Gary, just give your final thoughts on the game as a whole, and then we'll go on to Micky, and then we'll get into the player ratings. I don't want to talk about every goal. Every moment.
Well, listen, right. It was shit.
Yeah.
We had a great first 10 minutes. I thought this is looking up. Looks like it continued from the other night, right? Paqueta played the little pass inside to Fornals. He got down to the touch. You know what I mean? It was looking good, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah.
And then they, like you said, took control of the game. But as soon as they did that, you know what we started doing? Started launching it long. And we never stopped launching it long. Every time Agued got the fucking ball, he tried to either hit it eyes or completely bypass the midfield. And I was watching again.
But Gary, you know that's tactical, yeah? You know that's what he's told to do.
Yeah. But you know, I was watching at the end, right? And as we've said several times before, it's very easy to blame the players. And believe me, today I do blame the players and I blame Moyes, right? But because there was some shit performances out there, don't care where you played, you got to do better than that. But what he's created in that midfield, and it showed by all the players he took off at the end, didn't include Ward-Prowse, Souček, or Agued, right?
Yeah.
Now, JWP was playing as a central defensive midfielder. That is an insult to him. It's an insult to our...
It's an insult to us. That's why we had no midfield.
It's an insult to our intelligence. Souček, honestly, I watched him for 2 minutes. You know what he did? He ran from one side of the pitch to the other, followed the ball. He reached the other player who had already passed it, turned around, chased to the other side of the pitch. That is literally what he does, right? Agued cost us 3 goals. We've said this season, he is not up to scratch. We gave him the credit the other week and said, oh, maybe it's because he's used to playing a high line. Well, guess what? Early on today, we kind of did play a high line. Fact is, he was nowhere to be fucking seen for that first critical goal, right? That was his man. He left Cresswell on him. Yeah, what are you doing? Where were you?
Yeah, right? It was just rubbish.
He is not, and you know what? I think it was Gonzo that pointed this out on his little roundup, because this is the sort of thing you see on TV. He said every time he makes a mistake, afterwards he's pointing and shouting at other people. Right?
Yeah.
There was what the one, you know, where the guy's shot from distance with his left foot over the top, beautiful shot into the corner, right? Well, that player's known for doing that. And both him and Emerson showed him inside. He should have showed him down the line. They're trying to not show him down the line, right? So that was self-inflicted. The one at the end, the last goal, apparently on TV, as that ball comes through, Aguerd is actually running in the opposite direction to the ball.
Yeah.
And he's left Oggy, who can't run, in a one-on-one with a fast player.
Yeah, no, I know. It's absolutely it's absolutely shambolic. But look,
yeah,
I'm going to go back to now. I'm going to go back to the point I made earlier on. The point I made earlier on that no, he ain't got to go at all. He ain't got to go at all. Under Moyes, yes, but the fact of the matter is, we've got a complete the way we are run and we are put together. Everyone's going to come out and I've seen it already. It's the players. The players are going to get caned on here. But you know something?
I'm just angry, right? I'm just
yeah. No. But the fact is, I don't blame the players for the performances they're putting in. We've got so many square pegs in round holes. Everyone's played out of fucking position. We're going up against well-coached teams that know what they're doing. These players haven't got a fucking clue. I mean, Aguerd's a cultured player. He's been turned into a hoofer. Get the ball to Aguerd, launch it long. And he ain't a backs-to-the-wall defender. When we play deep, he's shambolic. But all of the other players as well. Will Prowse was shit today, but he weren't playing his strongest position. Souček's just like Forrest Gump, and he just runs around a lot. But no, honestly, I don't. All of these players, when Emery came into Villa, he turned in a load of players that looked shit under previous managers into good players. When Postecoglou came in initially to Tottenham, he did the same with players that were finished and shit there. When Eddie Howe came in to Newcastle, he repurposed a shitty striker. Joe Linton turned him into a midfielder. He started getting the best out of players. That is what good managers do. So I ain't writing a single player off. I'm not writing a single player off.
Can I tell you what I conclude now? I'm not giving Moyes credit for being a narcissist and being that intelligent anymore. I'm just putting this down as he's fucking thick. And he's only got one way of doing stuff. And he never strays outside of that way because he's
not thick.
Zone,
he's not thick.
No, I know.
He knows his limitations, Gary. That's the thing. He knows his limitations. He really does. But anyway, Mick, go on, Mick. What are your thoughts on it?
No, I think you two covered it all. To be fair to you, what you're saying, right, about the players, yeah, you're right. They're not going to get a free ride tonight, and nor should they. But I just, to say something different, I noticed that a lot of people are not as bad on Moyes over this. There was one argument I heard.
There's a small group that are not bad on him.
No, I did say some.
No, to clarify, Micky, to clarify, look, Billy Bob asked the question, is it okay to call Moyes a cunt? I think the answer is yes, Billy Bob.
Yeah.
I think that's what he actually is on now.
And Centurion did mention back in the chat about colourful language. We're a bit frustrated tonight. It is after the watershed. So if you don't like effing and jeffing, then this particular show probably ain't going to be the one for you. But hopefully it won't be this heated and aerated for very long, you know?
No, exactly.
We kind of frame this show on a Sunday night. It's like a drink down the pub. So it's natural to us. And look, we do swear a lot. So sorry. Go on, Mick.
So then, yeah, and I see there was another argument. It's like they don't want to blame Moyes, right, for the thing. And it's not there was an argument saying that they'd rather have lost 5-0 to Fulham than it would have been against Spurs 5. Why is that even an argument?
Yeah, I know.
I don't get that. Why that's an argument? It shouldn't have been the case. But yeah, either way, I was just trying to say something a bit different than you, because I'd actually agree with both of what you just said, and bring on the player ratings. That's going to be a laugh.
Yeah. When we went 1-0 down, this came to mind.
What?
Players of down tools, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know, because if you listen to what listen, what you have to understand is, and it looks like that, right? But this is crestfallen players. There's a difference between players that are all of a sudden they're beaten. They're beaten. Yeah. If we've still got the passion in our squad for them to go in and have World War III at half time at Spurs and say, this ain't fucking on. You ain't sending us back out there like this. We've got to go out there and have a go at them. I ain't blaming the players. No. I'm not. We've got Moyes basically curls up in a ball, he waves a white flag. That's what he's happy to do. To do what he did in the second half, and basically you're 3-0 down, and to put another defender on, to go 5 at the back.
Do you hear what he said after the game?
I heard it, but I'm not going to give him the credit of reading it out.
What he said after the game, Rashane Thomas retweeted it, and I told Rashane Thomas don't want to hear what the fuck he's got to say, right? He said, well, if you'd assured me these 2 fixtures before, I'd have taken 3 points. What the fuck? You've just lost 5-0 away to Fulham.
But that just goes to show, right? That just goes to show the type of mentality, because I just want to quickly say this. and I think you covered it, Nick, on your ramble
right.
today, right? That is, how can a manager say that we be finishing about 8th, like we won't be finishing 6th? Where's the? Well, I don't understand.
Oh yeah.
Can say that.
But like I said, what he does is, mate, he wants to lower expectations.
No, I understand that,
That's what he does.
We don't want that. We want to try and get excited. We want something to look forward to, not like can beat and that. And like as you said, he's that. And then he just talked about, if you told me the 2 fixtures before, I would have took 3 points. Oh.
I mean, look, I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny, Mickey. Palace, Palace always beat us, so it's quite good. It's quite good to get a point at home to Palace. It's quite good when you think about it.
Oh, it's good, yeah.
No West Ham
it's really good. Yeah.
Listen, no West Ham supporter should ever accept a 5-0 away to Fulham as anything other than something the manager should fucking apologise for, right?
Yeah.
And the players. And the only one that apologised really was Soufal. He came over to the players. He looked like he was begging forgiveness.
Yeah.
Right? Literally, right? So, again, that's why I'm a bit soft on Soufal tonight, as well as what he tried to do.
Yeah.
But as for the rest, I ain't going to have a go at Obama or whatever, but the rest were disgusting.
But Ryan Archer's there. He said Polina ran that midfield today. Yeah, he did. It was embarrassing, but I'm not being funny, Ryan. Who hasn't? He's a good player, but who hasn't run our midfield this year? Tell me, when was the last game this season where we've won that midfield battle? Maybe Brighton. I think we did well in that one. But apart from that, I can't think of any. Maybe in the EFL Cup when we was playing Arsenal.
I'd be challenged. He was up against Ward-Prowse. Yeah,
but it's what I mean. We haven't. It ain't because we was up against world class. Fulham ain't got world class players. We've got better players than Fulham.
Yeah,
this is the difference between the team that are coached and a team that are not, as far as I can see. But let's get into the ratings anyway. Let's start distributing some donkeys. That's what I say.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Might make me feel a bit better.
Yeah. So there we go. You'll see there's a slight change on the graphics. So welcome, Sully. Nice to have you here, mate.
Maximise the screen. Get rid of the top and bottom. Look.
Yeah, Gary, I will do.
Sort it out.
Fucking hell. I mean, honestly, he does nothing, people. He does nothing. And all he does. Have you done my thumbnail yet? Have you scheduled my show yet? Have you done this yet?
I've been on a road reporting today, right? Outside broadcast.
I love being in the WhatsApp group. It's amazing.
Honestly.
Lively, innit, Mickey? Lively, innit?
Yeah.
I sit there with me popcorn, and then sometimes I might pop in just to throw a couple of grenades in for you to pop off again.
I don't think we need grenades, do we?
No, but I just like upping the tension just a little bit more.
Yeah. Right. So what I'll do is
think about anything, literally.
Yeah. What I'll do is with Fabian. I thought Fabianski was shit today. I've got to be honest. I can't say that. I thought he didn't seem strong from crosses. I thought his distribution was pony. He slowed down even when I know it's under instruction, but you remember I said to you before about Areola's. He's been told to slow his distribution down. It's like they're trying to turn him into Fabs because Fabs just bounces a ball, holds on, bounces a ball. But what you're doing is you're letting the other team get their shape back. He weren't great today. I'm sorry, you can't let him 5 goals and not be a donkey, mate. You can't. I'm afraid. So I am sorry, Fabs, but I'm going to be brutal tonight. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that either.
Hawaiian and man in the field. That was me today. Yeah.
What's that?
Hawaiian, my neighbour at London Stadium. That was my job.
Right, Gary, go to Cresswell.
Yes. Well, where do you start with Cresswell? I mean, he gave away. I know he shouldn't have been booked, but he also shouldn't have done it and risked getting booked. So that was self-inflicted. Once it was self-inflicted, Fulham. I mean, he should have been given a rape alarm. It was assault, right? It was assault. They targeted that side. Cresswell didn't have a fucking clue what to do. He's slow, laborious. It's like a dream double. Him and Fornals in front of him, the pace, such pace, and with Agüero in front of him, by the side of him, making mistakes and costing us goals. I mean, it was a catastrophe.
Yeah,
he's lucky. I'm going to give him a 1. He's lucky to get a 1.
A 1. Oh, yeah, but I'm not going to complain.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
And again, Nick. Listen, where we were in the ground, I saw that first half performance up close. It was terrible.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Mickey, Nathan.
Right, spoiler alert, people.
Gary, do you want to do comments?
Yeah, I am.
Spoiler alert, people. Everyone I'm choosing will be getting a donkey. Fired my way, every single person on it. No, but it's honestly, Gal. I'm being honest.
You
I'm
vote
being
what you
honest.
think.
Yeah,
You vote what you think, Mickey.
Like looking at it from individual and a team thing. I'd even argue. I've got my own argument for Bowen as well. But a good donkey, free. That's being kind, to be fair. But that's it. Short and sweet. Done.
Sorry, I'm chewing, by the way. I gave up smoking a week ago. I'm on nicotine chewing gum now, and the patch fucking fell off my arm.
Oh, fuck me. That explains a lot. Right. Hang on.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get some much needed nicotine back in the bloodstream, right?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to kill someone earlier.
Right, so you went free for
I was worried that Nick was going to give me Sufal after what you said earlier.
I'm taking Sufal just to up the tensions. Right.
So, listen, give him a donkey. No, that's fine, but give him an upper donkey.
No, listen, I'm going to rate him. He was about as in terms of his effectiveness on the game, he was as good as anyone else, Gary. And yeah, look, fair enough. Mate. He's got loads of heart. He runs about a lot, as did Bowen up front. And would he be better under a different manager? Yes, so would Bowen, so would Ward-Prowse, so would everyone else. He was shit today. He was they were just shit. Did literally got roasted as much as Cresswell on that side. They was playing around him. He was hardly ever when we needed him to be, especially that was kind of when they started growing into the game. It was actually down his side. It was only once Cresswell got booked they started targeting Cresswell. But it was terrible. He was terrible. I'm giving him a 1 for me. I am. Same as Cresswell. He was no better than Cresswell.
Where's John? Is he getting here or what? He's missing everything.
I don't know. But Gary, go on. You take Zuma, the captain.
Yeah, well, Zuma, as we know, cannot play 2 games in a week. He looked fucking stiff as a ball today.
Yeah,
right? He literally couldn't run. He couldn't move. He couldn't twist. He couldn't do anything. Right. Now I know it's unfair because the guy's physically shot to pieces.
You got to mark him on his performance.
But he was awful.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a 2.
Yeah, he was poor.
Slightly better than Aguerd.
So I'm losing these comments, Gary. There's too many coming through. Do you want to do them?
Well, yeah. Go on.
I think he was better than Aguerd just slightly, but I was just trying to be a bit kind because he's going to be a donkey fest. So, whatever.
Always going to be a donkey fest today, wasn't it?
It always was,
Yeah.
We need something worse than a donkey. You know that.
We've never had 11 donkeys before. Right. So, Mickey, you can take the ghost, Ward-Prowse, because he was today.
Donkey straight away. Put a donkey on him. He ran around, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he took some decent set pieces, didn't he? He took a great free kick, but
the free kick, yeah. But again, that was all right.
Oh, that was one for the cameras. So it was literally fucking. There was a look like a great save from Leonard, but it was never going in, Gary. It was literally just off to the right of him. Good hit.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 3. 3. I mean, he put a couple of barges in. I really can't. I'm struggling to think of like something really positive. I think you just said the one positive thing. He stuck a good free kick in.
He barged Castagna. He barged Castagna off the ball near the byline. That was good. I enjoyed that.
We got him the yellow card. So, he didn't actually get him. Did he get him the yellow card? That one?
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. I think the referee let that go. Still a free for Crash. Yeah.
By the way, who's the little guy with a dreadlock? So he's really fast.
They're forward player.
He got into a shoulder charge with Aguerd. He pushed Aguerd over.
Oh, you thinking of Iwobi, aren't you? Thinking of Iwobi.
No, I'm not speaking of Iwobi. No.
Bobby Reid.
It's an attacker. It's an attacker.
Willian ain't got dreadlocks.
No, not him.
No, that Bobby Reid. Something.
That's him,
Bobby Reid. Yeah.
But he knocked Aguerd over, and Aguerd's twice his size.
Not going to waste any time on this bloke. Souček, shit, 1.
Yes.
Shit.
Honestly, he was. That was proper. The reason why you get frustrated with Souček today.
Yeah. Paqueta, Gary.
I got to be honest. He had a really, really great first 10 minutes, and then he just died. And there's no excuse for doing that in my book.
Shit.
There is no excuse for stopping trying like that. None at all. So for me today, he gets the ultimate. He gets a 0.
Woo!
Fair enough. That's fine. I'm not contesting anything today.
No.
Right. So, oh, and he gets a donkey. 1 minute. Right. So, Micky, take fucking hell, Caduce. He was good, wasn't he, today?
Oh, about the same as Paqueta, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I can't think. I've never.
He did nothing.
I've never looked at Caduce like this and think he's done nothing, and he was terrible again. I'm going to be consistent. Give him a 3. Donkey. Oh no, 2. I think he could have done more. Give him a 2.
He didn't do anything today. He was
Nah,
absolutely dreadful. Shit. Right. This is all on you, Moyes. Look how you're fucking making these players look.
This is a good set of players you got here, Moyes.
Well done, you. I'll take Pablo Fornals. I thought Fornals looked good initially when he was in what was the 10. When they first started, you had Ward-Prowse and Souček in the middle with Fornals in the 10. Then him and Paqueta started linking up, and all of a sudden they changed position and they stayed that way. And Fornals stayed out on the left, disappeared from the game. I don't know what happened. I ain't got a clue what happened.
He's another one that just completely went missing. He totally went missing.
But again, why did we put him out on the left? If you're going to play a left winger, use Benny, use Cornet, use someone like that.
Get this right. Fornals had the viral bug that Emerson had and Alvarez had. Alvarez had the day off sick. Emerson was on the bench, came on second half. Fornals started, even though he had the virus, ahead of Cornet. Yeah,
I know. I'm going to give him a 3. Sorry, Pabs, I love you, but you were shit.
Yeah.
You were shit. Okay, Gary, it's got to be a clean sweep. I'm sorry, Bowen did nothing. So can maintain the donkeys, please. Come on.
I'm going to maintain the donkey, but what I'm going to do with him is I'm going to give him an extra point for putting in such a fucking huge effort at the end, because that guy's got the heart of a lion, right? Without him, we wouldn't have been pushing forward towards the end, even in second gear like Fulham were. Fuck knows if what.
Did you see the one-man press that he was doing? I mean, it was even. I mean, on TV, right? He was literally pressing. He was screaming at the players behind him to get up, because when you press, you're supposed to press as a team. So the forward goes to the ball, and then your backup players are supposed to come and cut off passing lines. Otherwise, there's no point pressing. There's no point.
He was screaming at Paqueta and Caduce, and neither of them were bothering to do it, right?
No.
He is literally the man that put in his shift today, right? And for that, he gets the best score. And if you're going to do a kind of weird man in a match, I think you got to mark Fabianski down at 4, because Bowen was our best performer on a 4.
Yeah, it's fine. I
agree with the 4. I do agree with 4. He does deserve that. Like I said, I know he did try hard. He missed 3 good opportunities.
He did try hard, always does.
Yeah,
he did. But I think the last it was too little, too late when you're like 4 or 5-0 down already.
In that last few minutes, Micky, he put his body on the line down in that corner. He was properly going for it. The poor fucker.
I'm going to spare the subs, because just with nothing happened when they came on. You know, it was already shit. It was gone. So. Null and void. Nothing really happened. There's no point going for it.
Plus, another little donkey. So,
well, the only one that wouldn't is Mabama. I wouldn't donkey him up. But
no,
I wouldn't donkey him up.
Yeah,
but Gary, Moyes.
Oh my God, where do you start with this one today? I mean, he got it. He got the initial approach. He got the selection wrong. Right, he shouldn't have been playing Fornals when he was ill. He should have been playing Cornet. Cornet still, even though he made all those subs, he still didn't bring Cornet on. Even though he was struggling for the centre half, fullbacks, Kehrer don't get a look in. Villa want Kehrer, right? That's how shit he is. Villa want him. Yeah. This is Kehrer, who played the end of the cup final last year and had a very decent end of the season.
Good towards the end of the season, yeah.
Hasn't had a fucking look in, Kehrer, right? So it's fine to have a go at these players, but I'll tell you what, if Kehrer came on next week with no match practice, no match sharpness, no match fitness, and played badly, right, which he probably would, people would be caning him, saying, "Oh, look, Moyes was right. See, the backup player's not doing their job. Got game time."
Yeah.
Listen, you got to look at these things logically. You got to understand the variables and the parameters that go into these things, right? It ain't just nothing. Not everything is black and white. It's nuanced sometimes, and I get sick of all that. I really do genuinely get sick of all that. Moyes was disgusting today. Firstly, in what he done at the end, because you do not, when your players are on the floor, demoralised, just about getting their spirits perked up a little bit with a little clap from the fans. You don't put your big fucking head right in the middle of it and try and milk those applause, you dirty prick. Right?
Yeah.
-5.
-5. That's fine. Right, Mickey, go on. You do a bit on Moyes. I'm not going to talk about him because I don't want to. Go on, you do it. You do a bit.
Right. We didn't just lose. We got absolutely humiliated and abused. It was Moyes done. It was terrible from start to finish.
1 minute. I've just got to scream at my son. 1 minute.
Go on.
Did Moyes get stick? Did Moyes get stick? And Mickey asked me if we were singing David Moyes' Claret Blue Army. Well, we weren't. We were singing We Are West Ham's Claret Blue Army. And can I tell you, a few very loud voices, like you get over West Ham, they said some naughty words in Moyes' direction, especially when, and that was one of them was me actually, when he tried to milk the applause. So
yeah, I asked that question because on the telly you couldn't really work out what they were saying, and it did sound like David Moyes' Claret Blue Army, and I couldn't believe it. That's why I asked, is that what they were singing? But
the
they
least
wasn't.
he could have done, Mickey, was slink off down the tunnel like he did last year. Remember when there was a single Moyes out banner there last year, which upset him immensely, and he went off, ignored the crowd, right? Didn't bother coming for applause, clapped David Sullivan on the way out. Do you remember that? Right? That's what he did last year. You know what he does? If those players were getting abused today, that coward would not have come near or by.
No.
Right? That's because that's what he does as well.
But go on, Mick.
Well, sorry. So, I'd go for minus, whatever you want to put for minus after that. He just doesn't deserve any points at all. It was terrible. It was just a terrible shit show all round. So, whatever. I'll stick with Gary, -5.
And I am sorry, right? As it is a democracy, but as I control this software, and I'm the only one that can actually control donkey distribution. I always get guilted into taking this donkey off of fucking Moyes. I've done it with Arsenal. He screwed up against Brentford. I've done it with Tottenham, and then he's done this. He's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Do you know what I'm going to implement? I'm going to implement Sullivan's 6-game rule. That's what I'm going to do. He's got to earn more than a 4, 6 games in a row for that donkey to come off. That's what he's got to do. The 6-game fucking rule. That donkey's staying there. So I'm not being guilted into removing the fucking thing anymore. Yeah. I'm not.
Can I just tell people
get above a 4, 6 games in a row, then it'll come off.
Can I just tell people I did actually ask Nick if he could do a donkey's vagina tonight to put on Moyes' face because he was that bad. He's that bad. He doesn't deserve a donkey for the rest of them players, if you get what I mean. He doesn't deserve to be in that class with the players. He deserves his own little fucking donkey vagina sitting on his face.
He does. But vaginas are useful. I've said it before.
But I just want to say the other word for it.
I know. But what I was going to say is for Sullivan, he has got his own unique donkey. There you go. He's got a. We've brought that in for him. He's got his own little unique donkey.
David Moyes driving the boat.
So I'll mount that on him first. Let's mount Sullivan. So there you go, mate. Oh, look. Suits you, sir. Suits you, you fucking dick. Right, now let's talk about Sullivan.
I thought that was Suchek, for a minute.
Let's talk about Sullivan. I don't want to hide his name, so
let's talk about Sullivan. Let me go first.
I'll go first.
Let me go first then.
Let me talk about Sullivan. So Sullivan, the reason we're in this situation now, the reason that, and like I said earlier on, I'll repeat the same thing. You've gone out. Yes, you have invested. Yes, you have shown kind of relative ambition, but you piss it all down the drain and you really show your colours and you really show your fucking two-bob nature, because this money that you spend, it ain't what you spend, it's club money. It's because of all the TV money that's coming in. It's because of everything else that comes in. It ain't your money, right? So let's have that straight for a start. And you're spending all of this money. We're hemorrhaging players because you've got this wanker running this team at the moment. And he has done a good job. He was great. But I've said so many times, he's a disaster recovery manager. You get him in when you're in trouble. When you're out of trouble, move on. You won't do it. You come out with this shit. Absolute crap. He's got to lose 6 games in a row, you know. And now what's he done tonight? Hugh. Just put out a story, make them think I'm going to sack him if he has 2 bad games.
Exactly.
Fuck off.
That's exactly what's happened.
You know that. Sullivan, you dick. We've heard it all before. Yeah. So Yeah, so we know that ain't going to happen. We know what the story is. We know you're fucking weak-minded and you've got weak leadership skills. So fuck you. You get a -10. I hate you.
Micky, do you want to go next?
How do I follow that on? Fucking hell.
Do your best.
Right, Sullivan, do you know what? I've had this argument. I hate Sullivan, right? I do. No more so than for taking us away from Upton Park. But I don't. Ultimately, he's Moyes' boss, but I don't blame him more than Moyes. I don't. I can't, to be fair to you. Because at the end of the day, Moyes does choose a team. He chooses tactics, does the training. That's it for me. So, but Sullivan, I want to go -4 because I can't give him no less than. I can't give him.
That's fine, mate.
Moyes.
That's fine. He's fucking gutless, Sullivan. You're gutless, coward. But Gary, go on.
Honestly, I could talk about Sullivan, and I might talk about Sullivan for like a ramble, a special 20-minute ramble, right? Because there's too much to say. Can you do the comments while I'm doing this? Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I'll try and keep it short, right? Sullivan last year, that was not a masterstroke. That was not brave. That was lucky, right? When you decided to keep him on after we won the Fulham game with a deflected goal last year, that was more luck than judgment. It was a terrible, horrific season.
Bang on.
You, Sullivan, were going to sack Moyes if he lost that final. He won the final due to the excellence of two players. Well, give Souček some credit as well. He got it onto Paqueta, right? But that is not something that Moyes trained them to do on the pitch, was it? And let's be honest, on balance, that game we should have lost, right? He went negative first, like he always does.
Everyone,
right?
put your thoughts on Sullivan as well. I want to put them up because apparently they watch this show. So go on, put them up there.
And like David Moyes, Sullivan, you had to put your best velvet jacket on and go and fucking present the coach the trophy and be front of picture, didn't you? As if it was your achievement. And you know, in other words, pretty much having a dig at the fans and saying the fans got it wrong, because we were getting that all the time from all of your mates in the press, from David Moyes. Ignore what the fans are saying. They don't fucking know anything. Well, guess what? We do know what we're watching. We might not be experts. We might not be football managers, but we've watched football for a long time, and we know what we're watching. We know what good looks like. Like, you don't know what fucking good looks like. You just care about your pockets. Avram Grant sat on your hands, didn't you? Sat on your hands, took a gamble, didn't work out, did it, Dave? Cost you a bunch of money to get us back up. Now, you know very well that David Moyes is treating that squad, apart from the few players that he flogs to death, who are his current favourites, right? You know that he treats the rest of that squad like shit. That is why Kehrer, a seasoned German international who did well last year, Cornet, who's done nothing worse than being injured, they do not get a fucking look in. The same as Alex Crowder, same as, I'm going to pronounce him, Vlasic as well. No idea how good he would be. Skamaka, Haller, all this money wasted. And what do you do? What do? You're just going to support him. You're just going to support him and let him go. We know that you were going to fire him and you didn't fire him. You bottled it for one reason only after that final, because you thought you might get some bad press. That's how fucking shallow you are, how fucking cowardly you are. You didn't want to get abuse from the press, right? That's the word on the street.
Because this idea that Sullivan is loyal is bollocks, everyone. It's bollocks.
He doesn't like David Moyes and he doesn't want to pay him off. So he's making us sit through this shit until he pays him off. Now, you've done one thing well, Sullivan, and I will give you credit for this, and that is bringing in Tim Stighton. Because if you're going to be a good leader and you don't know how to manage that organisation, right, what you do is you bring in the best people to manage that organisation on your behalf. You sit back, let them take the reins. I think you're doing that. Carry on and do it. Complete the fucking job. Right,
Steve Bell earlier on. I didn't read it properly because I ain't got my glasses on. He said moose head for Moyes, but I read it as Moyes head. I thought, oh, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? A Moyes head.
Yeah, it's a bit out of order, that. There's a couple of super chats there, so thanks.
Are they further down? Hang on.
I'm done. I'll go with you -10. I'll go with you -10.
Here you go.
And
cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Honestly, if the club are aware of this sort of stuff, and if somehow Sully is what we say about it, fine, right?
Cheers, Gary.
But the thing is, Sully, mate, if you happen to watch this, the way you can make this fan base very, happy and in a way appreciative is set the club up properly. Let it be run properly by people who know what they're doing. Tim has proven himself, right? He's proven himself by Leverkusen. Just look at them now, right?
Yeah.
Gary,
do you know why? One of the other reasons why Sullivan does like David Moyes here, it's because of his character. It's because he's easy to dislike. When things go wrong, he's the type of character that the fans will turn on. He's a firewall. He's a fire blanket. Well, do you know what? I will never stop criticising David Moyes because he's your man. So when I do criticise Moyes, I'm criticising you because you're the one that put him here. But now, from this point on, every time this shit happens, you're going to get it as well. Both barrels. Fuck you.
You are right. Look, he's done he's made one step in employing Steiden. So now go to Forward and let Steiden take over the football side of stuff. Let him make the decisions and go along with it. Come on now.
Don't fucking Sullivan attempt to get your mate involved. Your mate who goes off and does the big deals for you, who gets a fucking 80 million release clause on Lucas Piquet. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's start and do the deals. Let him do the deal for the coach. Let him hire and fire the coach. Let him have the coach on a performance-related contract so that if the coach fucks up, you ain't got to keep him to the end of his contract. You fire him. You're bringing a new coach because he already knows who the new coach is going to be. That is how we should be run.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, Mr. Sullivan,
bring Flynn down zone.
I do hope this fucking mess. I do hope these messages get through to you because you know what? When things are going well, it all goes fucking quiet, doesn't it? But you know what? This will always rear its head again. It will. Just do the fucking job properly. You've got us almost there. We're almost on the cusp. We are. What have we got to do? Have we got to reset and go backwards before you let us move on? What the fuck? It doesn't make sense. That's why I've been wanting Moyes sacked this year because I know the players that we've got. I know the situation that we're in. I know we're in Europe. But have we got to wait until we're out of all these competitions before you do anything?
Trouble is, Sully is as predictable as Moyes. He did this in the Allardyce season, right? No signings in January, even though someone reminded me earlier, Sacco, our star striker, got injured just before the transfer window in December when we were like third, right?
Yeah.
He didn't buy anybody in January because he knew we weren't getting relegated, right? He knows we're not getting relegated this year. So what's he told Moyes? He said, right, if you need to buy anyone, you got to sell someone first, right? Yeah. So that's why Cornet's in the window. That's why Carer's in the window, right? He's stripping it down. He doesn't give a toss. He doesn't give a toss about the welfare of those players. He looks at them as numbers on a balance sheet.
Yeah.
I mean, what you can say that, listen, you know you made a mistake by not employing Emery. Yeah, when you turn him down, don't make the same mistake again.
Exactly.
Let's get it right. Come on now.
And how can you sit back and watch what is happening to those youth team players, those fantastic youth team players getting not? Can you honestly tell me the youth team left back is not better than Cresswell, right?
Yeah, but Gary, he's done it again tonight. So we always criticise him for this shit when he comes out because look, we don't like Moyes, we don't want him here. But if he's going to be here, at least try and make his life relatively easy so he can achieve the best that he can. We've lost the game 5-0. He's come out straight on Claret and Hugh and putting the message out again now. Turning us. What does that do? What is he doing? But I'll tell you what it is. It's gaslighting. He's gaslighting us to make it seem like he's a fucking leader that's going to do something. You ain't going to do nothing. You're not going to do anything, mate. Nothing at all.
The other night, let me just add the other bit to the story that Nick didn't tell you. What happened the other night? Mark Noble was instrumental in that shit that went in the dressing room. You remember back to when Mark Noble had that fucking magnificent best man on the pitch performance in that game that we beat where Antonio scored, right? He was brilliant, led from the front. He knew what Spurs meant. He knew what Spurs meant to us. Yeah. And apparently he smashed into the dressing room the other night. And what Nick was saying earlier about all the players saying, I ain't going out and playing like that. Well, you know what Moyes said? I'll do what you fucking want.
Yeah. Right, Hodgie. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, everyone. Actually, your super chats, they are actually quite, because what we do is you put ads on our shows. Well, you get I don't know, when we do a show, you get, I don't know, about 10 quid a show, I think it is, which pays for our subscription services. That's what it does. Yeah. But our live shows never get monetized because the minute you swear, they get demonetized. So these super chats do really come in handy.
We literally never get paid for a Sunday night show, do we?
Never.
Well, I don't get paid for any shows, but we literally never make anything because it's like pennies anyway.
Money anyway. It's lovely.
Yeah, but it does. A couple of little super chats in there. It kind of offsets it. It's nice. Thank you very much. We've got a new member.
But can welcome, Ken. Can I just say? Can I just say? Can I just say one more thing? And that is, I've got to just say, and sorry for swearing so much, but it happens when I'm angry. You know, sometimes I'm calm and more articulate, but when I get angry like this about West Ham, especially, it cuts deep, right? And when I saw that team he put out today, and I was thinking of all those lovely, talented kids that we've got tearing it up in the EFL Trophy, right? I just thought, is the left back of that fucking great little team not better at this moment in time or worthy of a chance than Aaron fucking Cresswell?
Yeah,
I
know. Oh look, yeah, I know, but I'm not going to dig out. I'm not going to dig out Cresswell.
No, Cresswell's been a great servant, but his time is gone, right? His time is gone.
I know.
Look, big fella 30's blaming me. He said Micky started it when I said motherfucker.
Micky started it. Micky's a stirrer. He fucking started it.
Yeah, I know. I don't think we've ever had a monetized live show ever. But anyway, look, that's that done. I'm all fucking hot and bothered now. I need to open a window. Hang on.
I'll tell you what, if they get to the final of the EFL Trophy, I'll tell you, if they get to the quarterfinal or the semi-final of the EFL, I'm going. I'm going to support those boys.
Yeah. No, I know. Right. Okay. So what we're going to do, we've got a phone call just to get your blood pressure up even more, people. I have pre-warned Anton from West Ham Network. I've said that he's likely to get rotten fruit thrown at him. I said this probably isn't the night for balance, Anton. I did say that to him. He said he don't give a fuck. Bring it on. So I'm gonna give Anton a call now. He's a great guy. He sticks to his guns. He's a lovely
bloke, Anton.
Listen,
he's a nice West Ham Network. Him and Rusty.
Don't go too hard on him. I'll do that.
Him and Rusty. Can I just say the background of him and Rusty is they've never wavered. Right? They've always supported the manager.
They don't flip flop,
and that's fine, right? That's fine. They just support the manager because he's the manager, right? I don't dislike people like that. I don't even disagree with them. It's up to them.
Well, no. It's the only thing that I've got, the only issue that I've got, is people that will slag you off for being Moyes out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sorry, then I'll go back at you and call you a dick as well. Okay. It's just the way it goes. It's the way it goes.
Yeah, but this is what I said in the comment with Gary. They do slag you off if you're like a Moyes out, but we don't slag the Moyes in lot off. We only slag the people who sort of jump on us.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the kids play right. Then we'll jump on them, but we don't. We like a different opinion.
Yeah, it's working. Stop calling me. Can I just say as well? Can I just say one thing as well about the channel? Right. This is why we never get in the pocket of anyone, because we want to say what we want to say. Right. We don't want to be told what to say.
No, the first thing that popped into my head when Sean Whetstone said the club are watching you was fucking great. I'm going to mug them off them. So here we go.
Jay Bags, nice one, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Anton.
Oi, Savaloy.
Have you watched? He's drunk. This is drunk, Anton. Mind you, I'm not being funny. In terms of body mass, Anton, for you to get drunk, mate, that's a lot of beers, and they're only little cans. Yeah. I can't believe you're drunk. Oh, hang on. He's gone. Anton, I've lost connection. Stay there. 1 minute.
He just collapsed.
He's that drunk. He went Savaloy.
Welcome, J-Baz 1978.
Hang on, mate. 1 minute.
To the fun.
I've not had any issues with this, Ray. Anton, can you hear me now?
Give it a like, people. Give the show
I'll call you back. Give me 2 minutes.
Give the show a like. And if you're not a subscriber to our channel on Claret Booze, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Because I know probably 40% of you are not. Yeah.
We lose or draw. We always have a laugh.
We're trying to get 10,000 before the end of the year. It's probably impossible, but prove it's not impossible.
Hang on. It's the first time this has happened for a while. Gone bandy.
Yeah, it's ringing. It's ringing.
Yeah, but it's not ringing up here. Fuck.
Don't worry about that. Get yourself one of these mics and your sex life.
My phone
up here again.
I've lost my phone.
Hang on 1 minute.
I've got to take
Anton, give us a couple of minutes. Gary, go through the comments just while I'm trying to sort this out.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm gonna have to restart my box of tricks.
Hammers, Mikey, and Moyes has seriously damaged my sex life with his stress. Why? Were you depending on Moyes for your sex life?
Yeah, but that's what I just said, Cal. Go, that's what I just said. If he gets himself one of these mics, he'll do the sex life wonders.
Anton was getting emotional this afternoon. Yeah, I know. Now I think that's when Nick baited him, and that's why Anton bit and said, "Get me on there, you know." Listen, we've got a lovely relationship with Anton and Rusty, so no worries. So, you know, listen, I don't mind honest people. Honest people are fine if they're just saying like we do, just saying what they think rather than just fucking making something up because they think it'll make them popular. You know,
it's fine, and it's more than fine for someone to have, like we encourage different opinions. That's what we're about. We're not sort of like just on one frame and then stick with it all the time. We do like a debate.
That's right. That's right. And sorry, I completely lost my thread now. Carry on, Mickey. So, well said, Mickey. Everyone has an opinion. Yes, they do. Yeah, look, we don't worry about the critics. We don't worry about the critics. We just do our own thing, right? It is what it is. People like us, don't like us. Who cares? But you know, we're glad people do. Obviously, we enjoy that. We like I said the other day in my video. We enjoy the community that we got on here because we think we've got a fucking great group of people, right? And we can have a laugh with you lot as well. And we love the callers. We don't screen the callers. We try to just shoot from the hip. And look, there are lots of other people on YouTube who do the same thing, give their honest opinions. But we're never gonna do anything for clicks. And this bit of criticism we had, I think Sean was baiting Nick on Montage's podcast last week and tried to accuse us of clickbaiting our audience, like as if to say we're being negative for the sake of being negative. Well, guess what? We get more views when we're positive. Go figure. Right?
Look, positive or negative, we're only saying it as our opinion on the time. That's all it is. We're not as much of it. It's not an agenda there. It's just literally. Like I said, it's like mates at a pub and we're just talking like that. And then believe us or believe me when I say it can get quite heated even on the WhatsApp groups. No, we don't all agree on everything all the time.
I'm gonna send Anton a link so it can come on the screen just to annoy me even more. Right, hang on.
I know where my phone is. Hang on, I know where my phone is. I've seen my laptop bag. Hang on. Here it is. So try and call me, Nick.
Hey?
Oh, have you got Anton on?
Hang on.
Right. Let me shall I answer?
1 minute. No. Let me try again. 1 minute. If this don't work, I'll send him the StreamYard link. 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. Might be easier anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Comments. Let's have a look. Yeah, he did a watch along. I mean, it's tough, isn't it? Now. Shall I answer it? Huh?
No.
Right.
There we go.
Here
we go.
It's
Anton,
have you got it working yet?
All the gear and no idea, mate. That's what we are. This would never happen on the West Ham network, would it?
Listen, I've not collapsed, mate. I'm just been drinking into the old beer52.com/West Ham. If anyone wants a cheeky crate of beer for Christmas, get yourself.
Is that the only reason you've come on to get yourself? Fucking hell! I want a free crate of beer now.
It's the only positive I can take from today, mate.
Anton, can I blow smoke up your ass to start with, right? Just before you get taken down by our audience, can I just blow smoke up your ass to begin with? And that is, look, you and Russie B stick to your guns. You've always been positive and supportive of the manager.
Gary, what are you doing?
You've never wavered. And no, but I admire that people can have beliefs. And then when something like disastrous happens today, it's a bit embarrassing, right? And I can understand. But yeah,
right, Gary, pack that in. I'm going to cut you off. Right, okay.
Pack that his ass, Gary.
Right, so
I feel like Gary. I feel like I have to go. I feel like you were climbing a little bit of Mars there, mate.
Yeah, a little bit. Pull your tongue out of his arsehole, Gary.
You have to begin with, Anton.
Wipe your mouth, Gary, son.
I can put it another way. Anton. You've done very well to support David Moyes. Well done.
Right.
Well done,
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Anton. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you. Did you see our ratings on Sullivan just now?
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I've had quite a lot of drink and I've been asleep on the bed. And then the phone rang and I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Right. Okay. Well, basically, we've you know our donkey player ratings that we do. Well, we've added Sullivan to the graphic, and we've each gone and we've given our piece.
That's about fucking time.
Okay. Listen, don't swear. We'll get demonetised. You don't swear on this platform, right? No,
it's all about the juice.
I'm joking. So listen, he's been out. I'm going to hand over to you, Anton. This is you give your score. We've given. He's had a -4, a -10, a -4. Just tell us your thoughts on Sullivan at the moment, and then give us a score for him.
On Sullivan,
yeah, come on.
Oh, mate. I mean, from fucking day dot, I've been against the guy. So, I mean, -10. -10.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming today's result on David Sullivan. I'm blaming...
That's on Moyes, isn't it? I know, I agree with you.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
It is on Moyes. It's on Moyes.
Yeah, it's all on
do you know
Moyes,
what? It's not all on Moyes, mate. It's all on Moyes and the players, because the players have to take a hard fucking look at themselves. Hold on a second, actually. Before we get fucking started, right, let me address this one little thing. Emery under Sullivan does not work. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't want Emery at West Ham. Who the fuck wouldn't want Emery at West Ham?
Anton, let me just cut you off here. What it is, Anton's never quite been able to get over the fact that I gave him the option about 6 weeks ago of swapping David Moyes for Emery. Ever since then, Anton has been coming up with creative reasons as to why Emery would be a better idea for West Ham. So go on,
because
come on in, Anton.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go by with one of your mantras. I'm gonna go by one of your mantras. You yourself, Nick, said Messi under Moyes, Messi under West Ham currently would get ruined. Messi or Mbappe under certain people would get ruined under Moyes. I'm now saying any manager under Sullivan would get ruined. We know this.
Listen, Anton, I'm going to say something to you now. Honestly. Would that have happened if Emery would today have happened if Emery was the manager of our football team today? Tactically, would that have happened today? Let me ask you that one question. Would we have seen anything like that? Well, there you go. So where's your argument then? It would be better than Moyes, wouldn't it?
What your argument? What? No. Right.
Well, I've got to take coat off.
Let's start again.
Go on.
Let's start again. Go for it. Hit me with it all.
Come on.
Sullivan -10. Sullivan -10. Moyes -10.
Yeah, that's Moyes -10. Okay, let me get rid of this player rating screen then. So come on. You said you wanted to come on to offer balance. So I'm going to hand over to you now before we open the phone lines up. I'm going to give you
question me, and I'll answer. I'll go for it. I'll answer.
I've run out of things.
I'm not coming to find out. I'm running out of steam. Come on, Micky.
Right, hang on. Would you about the question now? Right now, about the question now. Would you now swap Emery for David Moyes now?
Can I give context behind my answer?
Of course you can.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah.
Would you take Emery under Sullivan? Do you think that would work?
What's the argument in that, though? What is the argument? So you're saying if we've got Sullivan, never move on from Moyes? Is that what you're saying?
No. So you Moyes in the club until he dies.
So the question, what you're saying then is, you believe the current crop of players that will change dramatically, instantly fucking change overnight.
Not instantly, just within a couple of weeks.
One second. What happened at Aston Villa with that crop of players that were shit under Gerrard and Emery came in?
He's brought players in.
No, but it was an instant fucking change, Anton.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not saying he hasn't, but I'm saying he's brought players in.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not. Your argument is Emery may not be as successful at West Ham as what he's been at Villa, but I tell you what, he would be far more suited to this group of players than David Moyes is. He's better tactically. Far better.
I don't deny that, but I'm saying to you that under the current crop of ownership, Emery wouldn't work with this ownership. Okay. And we're not getting a fucking Emery.
No. What I'm saying is, Anton, go back to
this argument.
You wouldn't take Emery, hypothetical questions.
Yes.
What?
This is a pointless argument, right? Let's not talk about that because Sullivan is going to be here regardless. So it's a wasted argument. Yeah. I'm hoping Stighton comes in and adds the football structure and Sullivan fucks off into the background in his silk pajamas and gets on with bouncy boobs, right? That's fine. Yeah. Do what you're good at and let someone who's good at football do what he's good at. That's my ideal scenario, right?
Let's hope he lets him. Yeah. Let's hope he lets him.
Well, I think Stighton's a big enough personality to handle him, not mandle him, handle him.
Mandle him, yeah.
Just going back to what Anton said. Well, what he asked was about a new manager under Sullivan. So, are you saying that there is no point in getting a new manager? And
this is my point.
Like,
this is what I don't understand. When you say that, are you saying because we've got Sullivan, there's no point in changing manager?
No. I'm not, and I don't. And to be honest with you, I don't have an answer. That's the reason why I am.
Oh, Anson, I thought you had one.
Sticking. No, I don't. I'm sticking my guns. People like me and you've gone back and forth over WhatsApp voice notes that have gone for about fucking 3 hours over certain days. And we've debated about the situation. And you said to me, if you're not going to say you're Moyes in, but you defend him, then you're Moyes in. And I've never necessarily.
I do think. Listen, Anton. I do think, and I'll say this now, and this ain't throwing you under the bus. I do think if
you could try.
But I do think that if I offer you Emery and you say no, I would rather keep Moyes. Then you're Moyes in.
Listen, can I just say, right, and Anton, I'm just going to challenge you a little bit, right? Because a few weeks ago, I was building my shed. And I was listening to every YouTube show that was available. I listened to all of them, believe me. And there was one that came on there.
That, mate. I don't know fucking know.
It's in the background while I'm building the shed, right? Something to do, something to listen to. West Ham, right? Up popped you and Rusty B, right? After a win, absolutely fucking creaming over David Moyes and saying you couldn't understand how the other people were in any way anti-David Moyes. And I was so surprised by it, right? Because I thought, how can anyone be that extreme? Even if you support manager, blah, blah, blah. How can you be that extreme? It's like an extremist, a positive extremist, Anton. What was the reason for that show?
Right, Gary, I don't know the show you're talking about, and I need more context behind it because I don't think I would say that. I don't think I would say like so pro Moyes. I respect Moyes. There's a difference between pro Moyes and respecting Moyes. I've said to Nick before in the past, I don't think Moyes deserves the abuse he gets, and I don't think I'm wrong in saying that. People are entitled to their opinion, but I think there's a difference between abusing Moyes on a platform, so be it, whatever, and a difference between respecting Moyes. So I'll respect a win when West Ham win because I am that. Maybe you can call it fickle.
I know. But can we remove the moral high ground from this situation, whether or not Moyes is being treated unfairly or not, and talk about the situation that we're in and what we need to do to get out of it? What do we need to do? What do we need to do to get out of this situation? Is sticking with Moyes getting us out of this situation?
So what situation are we in, Nick?
But Anton,
remember, mate, you're talking to your audience. Though.
Let me tell you the situation that we're in. And I know you're going to pull out quarterfinal of the EFL Cup.
No, I won't.
Ninth in the league. This, that, the other. But listen, this result has been coming for ages. That result was no worse than the way we played at Burnley. It was no worse than the first 45 minutes we played at Tottenham. It was no worse than TSC. This result has been coming for ages. We've been lucky. We won 4 games with last-minute goals. Luck. That's the only reason why. Luck doesn't last forever. It doesn't. And it's run out today.
But I tell you what, though, mate. People have said to me, I've seen some comment on my show earlier on, today, and someone said to me, this has been coming for 2 years. Right? That's what I was told today. But it never came. It never came for 24 months. It never came.
Well, it almost did come. We had a 35 game relegation battle. But we had a 35 game relegation battle, Anton. 35 games.
I am not denying.
We won it. The only reason he's still here is because he won a cup with a last-minute goal in Prague. But that's the reason he's still here.
This sounds like our fucking voice.
Yeah, but this is why he's still here, Anton. It isn't because of what he's done over the last 2 years. In 2 years, collectively. Brighton
last year was a disgraceful performance.
Oh, great comment from you.
This is like watching your mum and dad arguing about the sex they had last night. But Anton,
you let me talk, mate. You can't let me talk.
I will let you talk. I will let you talk. All right. No, but listen. What I'm saying is, you say I will let you off a balance on it. I will, and I will shut up now for a couple of minutes. So you give your fault. Go on. I'll put myself on mute. I'll shut up. Gary can take over. Go on.
I'm not remotely denying that last year in the Premier League was crap. Of course it was. It was shit. My justification for last year was we took the hit in the Premier League, albeit it was shit, and people get annoyed for it for the European win. Now, that's fine. I've moved on from that. I can't deny looking at Brighton last year was probably, in my opinion, the worst performance we had in the Premier League last year. Today equaled that.
Worse.
Today or worse. Probably worse because it came up against a team that weren't as forward thinking under the manager that Brighton isn't in Europe. A team like, I'm not disrespecting Fulham, but that shouldn't have happened today. And I'm not just switching to fucking Moyes in, whatever, blah blah blah. The situation we have to look at the players as well. The players have to take a hard fucking look at themselves.
Absolutely.
And stand up to that performance. Like, the one thing I can't defend, and I've said this all along, and this is where I'm not Moyes in or Moyes out, I can't defend that you can turn up against Tottenham and be so fucking shit in the first half and then do what you do in the second half. But listen, you didn't hear the show earlier on. So
I've had information on that, Anton, and I've also had that clarified as well today. What happened at halftime, and this goes counter to the wanker players that are downing tools and everything else. The players went in at halftime. You know, when we was camped in our own 18-yard box for 45 minutes, they went in at halftime, and there were senior players. I don't know who they were. They said, we are not going back out playing that way again. They were refusing. It was World War III. And you know what? If you've played football, so you know that wouldn't be hard for you to believe either. That is the type of thing that would happen, because we were fuck lucky not to have been blown off the park in that first half. And we had World War III, and those players did not like it. Now, I'm not being funny. When you're in a situation like today, where you've got players like Cresswell who hardly ever play, you've got Aguero who's just being told to hoof it, you've got Ward-Prowse who's being played as a CDM, you've got Fornals who's being played as a left winger, you've got Bowen who's now playing as a forward. You're putting these players, square pegs in round holes, Anton, up against a really well coached team. They're at a disadvantage before they even go. So were the players shit? Yeah, they were. But give them a fucking leg up, give them a chance.
Not only that,
but there's no defending today.
Anton, there's just one more thing to build on that. If he could have played the same 11 today, he would, and the same 11 on Thursday, and the same 11 on the Sunday, right? He flogs the players to death.
But he's done that. That's fucking Moyes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's no good. That's not good enough. What does he? What does he not? Does he not care about the players? I mean, clearly the way he treats the players who are not in the first team, he doesn't care about the players as individuals. I mean, if he could have gone McTominay, he would have dropped Souček like a cup of cold. You know what I mean?
I'll go back to your point, Nick, about you saying there from inside information.
Yeah,
I'm not being disrespectful to the person that you know, whoever you know, right? But I don't believe anything. It's not coming from you.
Yeah, no, I fucking believe it until it's on the website. But I qualified that because I know you've played football, and if you've played football, I played football and I coach it. Tell me what would have happened in your team that you played in if you were forced to go and do 45 minutes of football like that. What would have happened at halftime? And be honest with me. If you got big, strong characters...
With all due respect, I'm telling you now, mate, with all due respect, if any fucking player turns up and goes hell for leather in that changing room, they're a disgrace.
No, they're not.
Whether the manager... They are, mate.
They're not. You need strong characters. You need strong characters that will challenge things like that. Of course you do.
I'm afraid, Anton. I watched that first half, mate. And I was in disarray at half-time. I don't know about the players. I thought we were going to get thumped the Spurs game. You know, that wasn't some controlled performance. We got battered.
Yeah, we did. We absolutely fucking did. I'm not denying that. Of course we did against Spurs. And when the second half happened, I was in total shock that we even completely won. I can't believe we won the game. But I'm looking at this game. This is about this game, and this game was a disgrace. And if the players have done what you have said, Nick, then they're a disgrace to the West Ham shirt.
So you think that they should have just come out and sat in their own 18-yard box for the second 45 minutes?
No, because if there is any form of problems in that fucking changing room, they shouldn't come out and spit the dummy. No professional footballer could do that.
They didn't. They came out and they won the second half, Anton. They came out and they won the second half.
What game are you talking about? We're talking about the Tottenham game.
The Tottenham game. They
came out. The fucking Fulham game. We've just played Fulham. Got beat 5-0.
No, I was talking about Tottenham. I don't know what happened today.
Well, I'll tell you what
I'm just saying about today.
So if with the Spurs game, we went in at 1-0 down, yeah? Right, so if we would have gone in at 1-0 down, was it 1-0 down or was it at Spurs?
Yeah.
At half time.
1-0 down.
So if we would have gone in half time here at 1-0 down, we might have even seen the same second half as we did at Spurs, possibly. But when you're going in at 3-0 down, it's near enough game over, heads are dropped, and it's just another shit show. So that's what happened now. It was, if we would have gone 3-0 down at half time at Spurs, we wouldn't have come back in like that we did in that second half then. It's just the same. It's just literally the same.
Yeah, but Anton, you run your channel with Russ on the West Ham Network, who's spoken to loads and loads of ex-players. And on one of the stories, let me give you an example. Anton Ferdinand in the Kirbishley era, where they basically Lucas Nil, where they basically rose up and they did sort that out themselves. It was all carnage in the change room. They did. Yeah. Was that disgraceful? Were those players a disgrace? Is Anton Ferdinand a disgrace?
But with all due respect, that wasn't half time, mate, of a football match when fans have travelled to a game.
I think you're splitting hairs now, mate.
I'm not, mate. No, I'm not. I'm just saying it as it is. I think there is a difference. I do think there is a difference.
So you think if you're a captain of that football club and you can see there's something desperately wrong, that you're being set up, you're being set up desperately wrong, and you're being sent out like lambs to the slaughter, you'll just do as you're told. That's what you should do.
No. I think there's a difference. I think there's more context to the story. We can't just gloss over it.
You're saying anyone.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying the situation is what I've been told from you, secondhand information that I'm not sure I believe. Not that I don't believe you.
Exactly. You can believe what you want. Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm only basing that upon the history of the ITK information that comes out of the club. It's all fucking bullshit until it's fact.
Let's move on. Let's park this one. Let's move on to another issue, Anton, that I've got with Diver and Dave. Right? And that would be his lack of any form of interest in even developing and blooding youth team players from our fantastic, amazing youth team in the first team. And a good example today is why play Aaron Cresswell when, listen, it wouldn't have been any worse if you'd put a youth team player in there and you go out, look, son, go out there, do your best. If it don't go well, it's fine, right? You know what I mean? Just one player, maybe.
Mate, I agree. Gary, I completely agree. I've agreed about this whole youth system for a long time. But you look at all the European countries around the world, you look at Donnarumma, who plays for PSG, who started his career at AC Milan. I think he made his debut at 17. By the time he was 20, he had something like 300 appearances for AC Milan, had Champions League football, and was an Italian international. They do it in European countries, but unfortunately, we don't do it in the Premier League because the money has got a hold of the fucking Premier League.
Yeah, we do. Newcastle put a 17-year-old out in the Champions League.
Yeah, they did, but was it not for like the last minute? Was it not for the last minute?
Mate, they do it. Brighton have got a forward that's 18 years old.
I know, mate. I know, and I'm not denying that clubs do it. But fair play to Russ, who he does like to do his due diligence, who goes and looks at all the clubs and looks at the history of who they project and put through the club. That there's not many in the Premier League that do it.
No, but you know what?
It's not me justifying what Moyes is doing.
Can I say something? Go on, Micky.
Right, sorry. My point is, but not every other club has a youth development that have won FA Cup and then the League Cup. Like, do you know what I mean? We've got a great crop of youngsters, and they need to be bedded in to give a goal. So why is he not doing that?
And also, it's all about timing as well, Anton. If you've got a starting 11 full of senior pros that are great, and there's no injuries, everything's going rosy, you probably ain't going to throw the kids in. But we've seen it with Moyes throughout time. You remember Elise when we had two fullbacks at centre back, and Elise was sat on the bench
against Chelsea.
Yeah, you remember that well. So if he was never going to get played in that game, when's he ever going to get fucking played? So that is your perfect.
I don't have any argument against that whole point, because that's the part that frustrates probably me and you equally about David Moyes. But also, I mean, I could go further back with other West Ham managers, but particularly about David Moyes. Like you said, we've got probably the best crop of youth coming through in the last decade of young players coming through West Ham's youth that are not getting given a shot. And when they are getting given a shot, it's sometimes Mubama coming on for 30 minutes when you're 3 or 4-0 down against Fulham at Craven Cottage. That's not good enough. I completely agree with you. And the thing is, I'm all for change. I'm ready for change. I am ready for change. And I think I agree with you guys about the time was right, because I thought the time was right after the European Cup. Absolutely. The time was right to part ways. But that falls upon one man and one man only.
And we've called him out tonight. We've really called him out tonight, mate.
Please people in the chat, right? Can I sorry, Anton, to interrupt, but please, people in the chat, don't get personal. Anton's a friend. West Ham Network of friends, right?
I can't even see the chat, and
I know, but I don't want it, Anton. So there's no need for it, right?
No, he's got a difference of opinion, and we also
got a difference of opinion.
Just a difference of opinion, right? So go on, Anton, carry on.
No, but let me say something though. There's a difference in opinion and only minor facts. Really, when it comes down to it, I agree. I'm ready for change. I'm just ready for change when, in my opinion, the right guy comes along. That's all it is. And I don't know who the right guy is, so I can't really give an opinion on who that guy is because I'm scared. I tell you where I am at. I'm scared for change. Under the current regime,
even now, you're scared for change.
But Nick, let me explain this though. The reason why is I want this to be the most successful transition of West Ham progressing to this new style of management and new style of play. But I can't help with the West Ham fan inside me that thinks that Tim Steidten's situation is going to go fucking wrong. I can't help it because we have a long-lasting history of failures.
Anton, I've got Hughes 77. He said, "Oh my God, I'm watching this as my wife and I've got my wife and kids sitting in the front room. This ain't happened since last Christmas." So they're all gripped. They're all
We
gripped.
have to bring the family together.
Yeah, but look, but yeah, look, Anton, and I do give you credit. I always do give you credit, to be quite honest, because one thing that you've never done, I don't agree with your opinion, same as you don't agree with mine, but you've always stuck to your guns, and I do respect that. You don't flip flop, you don't change direction all the time.
No, but I know, and easily we could pick holes in each other's arguments. But the whole point I'm trying to say is, I predominantly do agree. I'm ready for a change, and I think. I don't necessarily listen. Coming away from that vile app that we all know about, right?
Yes,
we all know
that
there's a difference between. Yeah. No, but mate, listen. I've been there, done that. I'm not being a dick when I say that either. I've been the target of it, fucking 5-6 years ago. Blah blah blah, whatever. Right. So I understand that, but there's a difference between the Moyes in brigade that people call them, which is no matter what they're doing it for a wind up. Then there's a difference between the Moyes out brigade. Do
you know what? This is clouding it, right? And this is a thing. It's like look, and don't get me wrong. I called a truce on Twitter because I was becoming just as bad because of what happened after Brighton. I did kind of hold my hands up on Twitter. I probably was becoming a little bit of a troll myself. Because I was angry, so I was taking the piss out of people and I was poking fun. But the fact of the matter is that there is a section of people on that platform. The first thing they do when we win is they go through their bookmarks and they start tagging people in and they start trying to cause more friction. Now, I'm not being funny. If you do that, you're just a fucking troll.
No,
I mean, I'm not being funny. If you go,
they want someone like you to respond, right? You know,
they want
we've got some sort of well known, but we're not. You know, we're just YouTube presenters, right?
And they want the airtime. But the point I'm trying to make is, I don't disagree with probably the majority of what you say in terms of this is the only thing I disagree with is the timing. That's it. Yeah. If you really think about it, I'm only disagreeing with the timing. I'm ready for Moyes to leave.
When's the time right then?
Well, I don't know. Whenever they've identified the right guy, like.
But how do you know they haven't though? How do you know they haven't?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that. That's the whole point. I don't fucking know. But I would have thought if they did, they wouldn't knock back the chance to bring him in. That's the only thing I can go by. If we are believing in the Tim Steidten project and he finds the right guy,
yes.
And if you are believing in it, then we need to believe in the fact that he is going to be dictating and pulling those whatever his trust in the situation and trusting in what Tim Steiden's trying to do. But if that is not happening, there's my concern. There is my concern. Look, that's it. So I'm not disagreeing with you guys about the whole fucking Moyes out, Moyes in battle. I'm not disagreeing with you that football's mundane. It's shit. Of course it is.
That's
I'm
fine,
just
mate.
Right, so when West Ham win a game and it's been shit, I celebrate it.
Anton, apology accepted. All right, I'll get it.
I'm not I am not apologising.
Anton, can you hear me? That was a WhatsApp I sent him earlier on. Anton, can you hear me?
It's good though.
I know.
What are you saying, mate?
I said it takes a big man to apologise. Not that, Ed.
Well done, mate. And he's a big man. He's a big man.
Don't you worry, mate.
He's
don't you worry, mate. Listen, you can't wind me up. Although, Nick, I must say, your Twitter was fucking winding me up at one point. But I wasn't fighting a lot.
I'm good. I'm good at that.
Do you people in the audience now see why I was being nice to Anton at the beginning? Because I knew this would happen. Right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but look, to be fair, it's been a good watch, and like I say, but I just want to reiterate to everyone in the chat, I don't agree with Anton on this. And he doesn't agree with me. But I do fucking like him. I like both Anton and Russ. They're good blokes. We do have a bit of banter on WhatsApp.
But this is the point. This is the point. We can actually have an adult conversation. Yeah. Listen, I seen someone comment earlier just before I came on. I seen someone comment saying, why are you giving Anton a voice when he's got his own channel? The point of the matter is, I support fucking West Ham. I'll park the channel any day of the week if my love for West Ham is taken over by YouTube or Twitter. I couldn't give a shit about that. Genuinely mean that. I can sit there and say like and subscribe. But the priority for me is, and trust me when I say this, when I travel and spend hundreds of pounds of money, each home game for me is an away game for people. And I paid in the arse for 3 young kids, but I fucking do it. Why? Because it's West Ham and I can't help it. I just can't help it. It's nothing to do with content. I got called out once for trying to get to film it, to film the game.
Anton, Hammers Mikey's made a very good point here. I think you've earned a teabag in Moyes out mug. So I will send you one, mate. So well done. You've done. You know. It's
Well, mate. Nick, keep an eye on the post for you, mate. Yeah, no, genuinely, trust me.
What are you sending in?
He's going to send a weird job.
I'm not telling you, mate. I'll let him get it, and I'll let him do it live.
No. But I will be honest. I actually have got a lot of respect for people that do stick to their guns, because, like us, you take loads of shit. So because West Ham is obviously ups and downs. It's ups and downs. So when you get a good result, one side's going. When you get a bad result, the other side's going. So you get it the same as us, but from different angles. And it is very difficult sometimes, I must admit. And you have maintained your very frustrating status on this, I must admit. Yeah.
This is why we respect, and I know you guys on West Ham Network do this as well, right? We respect other content creators, because this takes time, right? This takes time. And you got to hold down a job as well at the same time, right? So it takes a long time to make West Ham content. And sometimes, especially with some of the weeks we've had this season, Anton, there has been literally no news. I made a show commenting on other people's shows. That's how bad it got.
There you go. Words and pictures. See, that's the thing. I think I've managed it. Words and pictures is bang on. Hang on. What's going on? Gary, stop clicking.
No, I ain't clicking.
Fucking finger. He's got Tourette's in his finger. Words and pictures. He says 5 minutes on claret and booze, and Anton is Moyes out. There you go. See, there you go.
listen. Whether people want to listen to me or not, in all honesty, whether people want, no, because I'll get a message here and everyone saying, "Oh, your positivity, Anton." Sometimes it's fucking annoying, and I'm like, "That's fine." But equally, though, you don't listen to me. The role I take on the channel that we run is more of a presenter style, but hardly anyone comes on and asks me questions.
Is Russ? And
I would rather people ask me questions.
Is Russ genuinely?
Russ is fucking.
No, but
Russ is worse than me.
Yeah, but can I say, is Russ as positive as he comes across, or is he got like a duck in the garden that he goes and kicks after shows?
He is an extremely positive person, but he is not as I'm not saying pro Moyes. He is more Moyes out than what people think,
right? Yeah,
and has been for a long time.
Well, he probably sees. Look, he likes
the argument.
Yeah, he keeps it professional. Yeah. He's got a job at a club. He's got to do that, right?
Yeah, I mean,
well, no. Equally though, he has. I mean, he's never. No. Genuinely, I have to say this. He has been on. It's just that he doesn't shout about it. He is pissed off. He does get pissed off. He has, fucking hell, he has said to me several times and done it live on the channel that he's got, like, that's a disgrace. Moyes should be out. I think it's time for Moyes to go. But Russ, I think the difference between our argument and your argument is that we're on a timescale where you're right fucking now. And that's the only difference.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. But basically, if he got sacked tomorrow, you'd be fine with it. It'd be all right.
No.
No. I'm joking.
Genuinely, genuinely. I just want, if it's going to happen, right? Listen, a good point to make, right? And this could be for another time when we want to talk about it. Is that the recent, whether you look at it as
I've been called Peter Griffin.
Not,
Irons for Life just said Russ looks like Peter Griffin. That's what I get called on fucking Twitter, Peter Griffin.
Whether you think the last couple of years have been successful or not, right? We are now recognised in a European format. Okay, we are recognised in that situation. We need to move with the times, but I have to give the credit to the situation where we are, and the fucking 2% credit to the ownership. And I'm not, when I say that, I'm doing that through gritted teeth.
I agree.
Right, and I am doing it through gritted teeth that we're in the situation we're in, and I get that the fans are frustrated because we know we can't push on. And I think that's where your frustration comes on, because you're looking at our current crop of amazing talent that we've got, and we've not got the right key coaches to be able to get the best out of them. So I understand that fucking argument. My concern is I am, as much as I'm half glass full, I'm half glass what I'm looking at. I'm 50-50 in terms of making that jump risk to a new manager who's going to go and play that flamboyant style and try and see if we can play better. Because is playing better going to get us results for the current crop of players? I don't know.
Okay, Anton, calling Anton. You've been on for 30 minutes, so that is the end of the show. For you, thank you very much for calling in. It's been very good.
Cheers, Anton. Thank you.
Anton. That is because we've got to take some other calls, mate. It's been really good. Thanks for calling in. Just before you go, Moyes out.
Moyes in.
See, I told you, I done him. Right, see, right.
Brilliant.
I'm just going to quickly get a drink. Hey, look, I can do this with him.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah. See you later, Micky. Get a drink. Go on, get a drink. I'm gonna have a little sip on my can of Monster. By the way, if you like Monster, pink Monster, pink no sugar Monster.
I don't know why you're drinking that this time of night.
Well, because I'm going to bed after, right?
Hang on, 1
I
minute.
can't sleep on top of it.
There is one more call. I've got to phone someone back. Hang on, where's the number? Go through some comments, Gary.
Right. Okay. So thank you.
He's brave for calling in.
Yeah, he was brave for coming on. And look, he's got his views, so I respect his views. I just don't agree with them at all, right? But I think we're a bit closer than I thought we were. Right?
Hey,
we're a bit closer on views than I thought we were, because I think underneath it all, he weren't quite saying Moyes out there, but I think
he's Moyes out. He's Moyes out.
I'm just rubbing my mouth a little.
Yeah.
The next few weeks will be.
Hello.
Hello.
Is that Frankie?
It is. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. I'm very well. Sorry for the late call. Anton was rambling on. I just couldn't get rid of him. He just kept on going.
No, I was listening in.
But go on, mate. How are you anyway?
Yeah, not too bad. That was a long journey home, mate. I've got to say, it took forever.
Where'd you live?
I'm down in Kent.
All right. So you were one of the magnificent fans like me today who made a big noise.
I was. And we stayed right until the end. And you had the little one who was desperate to go at half time, but we said, no, we're going to stay around, and I'm going to teach him a life lesson today. Which is going to live with him and teach him well later on in life.
But that looked like, the atmosphere in that away end, it looked like you was on the verge of doing a conga. It looked like almost like the game was gone.
I was saying to Russie, Russie. I was saying to Ross earlier, my son, that look, I've been to seen some really bad away defeats, right? And the good thing about really bad away defeats is it's always a kind of gallows humour type of thing, right? And that's what it kind of developed into. There was something in the first half when I think they were 3-0 up. I don't know if you remember, but we were singing European Champions, you'll never sing that. And they sang back, European Champions and you're still shit. Right, and we actually applauded them for doing that because it was a really good comeback, wasn't it? It was a really good comeback. That's the last we heard of them, wasn't it? Other than when they scored.
Yeah, no, it was. But you know, it was one of them things. You flash back to your times when you was growing up watching West Ham, and I remember Blackburn away getting done 5-1 and games like that. And you know, I'm so glad that it teaches him that, because if he supported what the only other youngsters want to support and all the glory teams and everything else, you know, it ain't true life. Do you know what I mean? And he got to see today, he couldn't understand that when it was 4-0 and I'm clapping and trying to G him up and going, come on, we got West Ham's clap, we are, mate. And it all of a sudden, it took him about 5 minutes, but then you saw it click. It was like, actually, this result don't matter. No. And it does. We know results matter in football and we get all of that. But the most important thing today was you're out with your boy, the times that you're having with them, the memories you're making. And, mate, like you said, we become those sort of, you know, pantomime fans when the adversity is going against us, and we just. I think
when it gets that bad, you just got to have a laugh, haven't you?
It's just a funny memory after a while, because you'll never forget it, right? I mean, the 6-0 away to Oldham, you know, that will always stick with me because it was one of the funniest nights ever, right? It was hilarious, and you know,
Bolton away was another one.
Yeah.
Bolton away was another one, doing the conga up and down the aisles and all that. It's brilliant. That's what it's all about. Do you know what I mean?
Thought weird.
No, it was, and just
go on, mate.
Yeah. Just before we sort of push on, I just wanted to do a little just you know, make sure that the guy and hope that the guy who obviously had a bit of an incident today in the stands is doing well and recovering. That was quite nasty. It happened in front of us, and it didn't look great. So I just hope. Basically, the 3 people slipped down the stairs, and then literally the 4th one went all the way to the bottom of the stairs. Wow. But he really done some bad damage. He was having stitches in the stands, and he was on a stretcher, and he was in quite a bad way. So I just hope that he's all right and is recovering well, really. So.
Yeah. No, they shut off the 2 exits. They said at half time you're not allowed out to the concourse. So someone got hurt, and I'll tell you what's dangerous. It's little tiny entrances, slippy stairs, and it was raining. It's not great. Weird as well, isn't it? The way I never get used to this. The way the home fans and the away fans mix.
Yeah, but
it's really strange.
it's a very gentrified fan base, isn't it? They're very sort of inoffensive.
They're never
But what would you like to push on to, Frank? Anyway.
Well, I mean, mate, we could be here a very long time, but I won't go on for too long. But just on what Anton was saying there, it wasn't something I was going to bring up, but just the fact of being scared of making a change. You know, fortune favours the brave, and at the end of the
100%.
day, I think personally, you know, for me, the scared, see this being scared stuff that's happening, and would be careful what you wish for. See all that nonsense, right?
Yeah.
The problem that you're going to have is this club's going to have a mass exodus in the end, because them players out there, we ain't this two Bob West Ham that we used to be when Harry Redknapp was in charge and we were signing freebies. We've signed £50 million players, a lot of money, players that want to have massive careers in football, and they ain't going to stand around and tolerate this rubbish for much longer. And I think we need to be really careful that actually being scared and not being brave enough to make the change, we could actually see everybody go out the door. And the right time to make this decision was after that cup win, because the stock that we'd had as a football club had never been higher in the modern era. We had a trophy in the bag, and we were such, for once, because we was never an attractive proposition with our ownership. And for once, we was an attractive proposition for people to come and manage our football club. And unfortunately, we didn't utilise it, and we just, you know, did nothing. And I'm gutted about it, really, because I really do think, you know, that January window comes round, and I think people will be quite shocked at players who could actually turn around and say, look, I've had enough.
Yeah. No,
you're,
I know.
You're right in everything you say, and we all said that. Let him go. Let him go now. He's got his first ever trophy. His stock is high. He will get another job. Our stock is high. We will get a new manager, right? But it just didn't happen because it's just not the way it's done. I just hope that, like I said earlier, that under this new regime, when Stuyton takes over, please, Sullivan, for Christ's sake, for once in your life, do it properly. Let the man who knows what he's doing run the football side, and you sit on the board and you look at your spreadsheets and you do whatever, right? But that's about it. I hope anyway. I mean,
that is the difference. That is the difference. What you've just said there. And when sort of Anton turned around and said, oh, Emery wouldn't work. No, if Sidon wasn't in there, I don't think he would. But it's not just dealing with Sullivan anymore. It's not Sullivan signing players that he wants and stuff like that. I think we can all see that there is a difference in how things are being run now. And I don't think there is that problem anymore. I think, you know, if they're dealing with Sidon, and the other thing you hear people say is, oh, well, who? Well, if people had turned around to you and said Postecoglou, I know in the end, Nick, it was somebody that you was really interested once you'd looked into it. But I don't think until he was linked, anybody really knew who he was. Same with Emery. Our fans turn around, oh, we don't want him. Same with Howe, oh, we don't want him. Everyone disregards, but it's not up to us. At the end of the day, we're not here to find West Ham a new manager. Let the people who are employed to do that go and find someone. There is always someone. And
always.
I know, you know, things have got to click, but there is always someone. That's what I'm. You know.
And the thing is, at this stage, Frankie, right?
This is good news. Sam Thompson won. I'm a celebrity. I am happy about that. I voted for him. Well done, Sam.
Good. But what I was going to say is, I mean, if the story out there that is true, which is something that I do completely buy into, and that is that Stuyton has already lined up the replacement, but that's going to be for the summer, because the story that I was told, Frankie, was that there will be no change, certainly before February. But the permanent manager would not be coming in until the summer. That's what I was told. But even so, when you're at this situation here, would it be the end of when you're in a situation like with David Moyes, like what we saw today, where David Moyes, you know, we're 3-0 down. We've got, you know, we're being overrun in midfield, and his change at halftime is to remove a midfielder and add a defender. At this stage, even if the permanent manager ain't going to come to the end of the year, are we going to be any worse off if you go with a coaching staff at this stage, or just get somebody else in as a caretaker manager until the end of the year? Because I do think that the players are dragging us through. There's some of these results that we're getting. I'm sorry, I think that we're getting some of these results, and I know in spite of Moyes, not because of him.
Well, look, we beat Bakatopola because Cornick came from on the bench, inspired, put a cross in. Kudus took the ball by the horns against Burnley. Otherwise, no win, right? It's absolutely right. It's moments of brilliance from our forward players. you know, when it breaks for them or when they take the ball by the horns, that is bailing out time
I know,
after time.
but Gary was asking Frankie. Gary.
Is this Frankie?
Sorry, Frankie.
Yeah.
You know, it's right. I'm reading the comments. I have to keep my mouth shut sometimes.
Go on, Micky.
Frankie, did you used to do the? Is this the Frankie who's done the podcast with Baz?
Jazz, yeah.
Yes, I did, mate. I did, yeah.
Oh, hello, mate. Yeah, I know you watched that.
Yeah, that's me, mate. Right. I would say that it's Frankie who's West Ham Live off Twitter, but unfortunately, someone's reported me and got my account banned. So that is what it is. I'm gutted. I'm so devastated that I can't go on Twitter anymore.
So when you, I'm not being funny. What did you do on Twitter? Because some of the shit that people get away with on there, honestly,
I think. Because you can report and you can say it's this and it's that, they haven't investigated it yet, but it takes them so long to investigate. So it will be reinstated, but at the moment they've got to check into it and get their team to have a look at it and whatever. So, you know, it's the games that people play on Twitter, as you know. And,
no, mate. You ain't missing. They do it as if you ain't missing much.
They do it as if it's me life, as if it's make a difference.
Mate, I get that. I mean, for instance, you've done YouTube, you've done this. Nothing makes me laugh more than when people say on Twitter, "Oh, you're only doing this to get clicks for the money." You're not what?
Yeah.
For the money? Yeah. I fucking paid for my blue tick on there. I don't make any money off Twitter. But with what I was saying, what I said to Gary, do you where are you with Moyes now? Do you just want to see him go now at this stage?
Yeah. I mean, when he keeps getting these wins, you almost start tearing up everything you know about football.
Yeah.
Because that Tottenham game, I watched that first 10 minutes as the worst. I know we say this a lot, don't we? We always come on and we go, "Oh, that's the worst I've seen us play," or "That's the worst." It's genuinely that first 10 minutes against Tottenham. I don't think I've ever seen us camp in our own box like that and just submit to another team. I've never seen it. It was unbelievable. I've never seen West Ham do that, and that is me being, totally honest. And in the end, Bowen has got that deflection and run through and it lands right in front of him for him to just smack it in the goal. And then James Ward-Prowse one comes straight off that post, straight back in front of him. And I struggle a little bit because there were people who come out after that game and said, this player was brilliant. None of it was brilliant. None of it was excellent. In the second half, we had some improved performances and I loved the win. I was going mad. I was absolutely celebrating it. But still afterwards, you look back after watching it and you just think, how did we win that football match? And I do that so often. I can't believe how often I'm watching West Ham play a football match and come away going, how did we win that? How did we get away with that? And you start to question yourself and think, is it, have I just got it totally wrong? But it isn't. He must be some sort of Scottish voodoo witch doctor man who's got a cauldron of whiskey somewhere.
So lucky, mate.
And West Ham have never been lucky. You all know. And our luck is normally absolutely just the worst. We have the worst luck as a football club. Since he's come in, we get away with murder.
And Frankie, he'll get lucky again. Do you know, like, if we arrive at the game again, which is going to save his job, he'll win the fucking thing. He'll win it.
He will. He always does. He always does.
Wolves,
he always does. From, like you said,
winnable, right?
Wolves
winnable.
Yeah,
I agree.
But he will win it. He'll win it through some dodgy ball to the back post in the last minute, and we'll all cheer and we'll all be like, "Thank God for that." But he'll be rubbing his hands together and getting away with as it always does. But the warning signs were there for me.
I think that'd be Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night ain't going to be as easy as we all.
Yeah, I mean,
Thursday's going to be tough.
Irons for Life has just come on and said he's got 2 games next. Yes, look, that's the story that I've been told. I mean, I was only told by one side that he's got 2 games, and that was it was a Sullivan side. The other side, I was told that now, and this is obviously not the person I speak to is not on the Sullivan side, but he said the tensions, patience is wearing incredibly thin. But I don't know how long he's got. I've got no clue. But time is running out. But the thing is, ultimately, it does come down to Sullivan. It does. He's still the major shareholder. Yeah. It still has to be done by him. And that guy just he's stuck with him. He's literally stuck.
Can I just say one thing?
One minute, Gal. Go on, Mick.
No, I just agree with Mr. Mace there about we've heard it all before. Sullivan ain't got the bollocks.
This is the thing. He said it so many times. So many times. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's nonsense. He just does it to deflect, and he does it to put a story out there to show he's been the hard man. Like when he lost all those games in a row, and he said he's gone in the summer, and then he started rowing back and saying he might get a new contract. It's like, who are you kidding, right? But the thing that really pissed me off are the people that really piss me off. I don't, not the people who Sullivan feeds information to, because that's what they do, right? So they're just peddling the narrative, and that's fine. But they get inside track on stuff, so that's fine. I don't blame them. But what really hacks me off is people who have got no interest in West Ham whatsoever. They look at our position in the league and our results. They never watch a game. They don't know how it plays. And pundits, I'm talking about pundits who basically try to allude to the fact that West Ham should be grateful.
Yeah, but we know why this is. We know that this is because but we know that this is because David Moyes is part of the same media company as a majority of these people.
Yeah,
it's a very close circle, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, mate, Frankie, you'll know that as well. That is true, isn't it? With Moyes.
No, we know. We had it. When me and Baz used to do our channel way back in the day, the Claret and Blue Army TV channel. Baz literally sat in a studio and was told by the people presenting it not to mention this, not to mention that. You're not allowed to say this. You're not allowed to say that. The control that they have is absolutely phenomenal. And
I remember that.
And I know people, and I know people have this thing with Moyes, and he's not this bad guy and everything else. Right? I went to the player awards, and Moyes sat there, turned his back to every single person in that room. And it was terrible. And everyone else, Kevin Nolan was mingling with people. He was circulating. He was going around, talking to people, having a chat. There was a man at the front, the thing with his kid, and he had a football, and he wanted Moyes to sign it. And he was genuinely one of Moyes' biggest fans. The man stood there and went, please, please, can you sign my ball? And Moyes flicked his arms at him as if to say, go away, I'm not interested in it.
Yeah.
And he was genuinely a fan. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
He's a nasty piece of work. Nasty piece of work,
man.
And this is the thing. And you know when people go on and they say, you've got to respect him, you've got to do this and you've got to do that. My issue is, Frank, but Frankie, do you know what my issue is? I don't fucking like him. No. When you hear stories that come out, like the one with Crow, you got a young bloke who's come over from another country. He's on loan. He's trying to impress. He wants to sign for the club. He wanted. I mean, that story that he came out that he did. He was emotional when he said it as well. But he said he used to come out after training and fucking cry in his car. He's in a foreign country. I don't think he speaks a lingo, and the manager won't even look at him.
He asked Moyes what he can do to get in the team. Moyes walked away. Right. Yeah, that's Moyes. Right. He's
and that is his character. That's what the man's like. And people have this opinion without actually knowing or seeing anything with their own eyes.
I know.
And it's not until you get up close and personal and you see these things that you base it on facts. You base it on how he is with people and how he behaves with people, how he treats people and how he is to fans and everything else. And it's all just absolute. It's all wrong. And for me, I just think, if it's true and he's not getting a new contract and all this. Yeah. Can you hear me?
No, sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate. So if that is the case, before these players get to the end of the season and all have already got it in their minds and they spoke to their agents and they want to move here and they want to move there, get the new man in, give him time, get him used to his squad. The best thing that's happened is, even though we've not been playing well, we have got enough points on the board that we're in no risk, we're in no danger. That is the perfect opportunity to turn around and say, we're never going down. The teams that are down there can't pick up points. We're so far clear. There's no risk. Get the new man in. Get him used to the squad. See what players that he knows he's got to ship out and where he needs to make his improvements. And then tell the side and go out there in January and do, at the end of the season, and do the business early for a change. Have a full pre-season of bedding in and getting used to each other and do it properly.
But that's the thing. In this season, look, I know that the bottom teams are starting to sort of pick up points, but I think we're almost at safety already. I don't think there's virtually no risk of us getting pulled into a proper relegation battle this year. We could end up lower down the table, but we ain't getting relegated. And this is the perfect season, like you've just said, to pull a guy in. It could be like the world's longest pre-season. You bring someone in, you give them that time, and you concentrate on the following year. The only thing that I would say is that we've had 3 years of European football. I think we've got some signings off the back of that as well. I do think it could have. Look, it depends on the name that we've got coming in next. People scoff at the likes of Alonso. I mean, when I saw his record earlier on, by the way, and his record out of about 20 games, 4 draws, the rest of wins. He ain't lost one yet. So he's winning fucking everything like that. So it probably is a bit of a reach for us to say Alonso, possibly, but we don't know. Tim Steidten has got a connection with him. But I'm not being funny. There are other managers out there. There's tons of them. Look at the guy we just went up against. I mean, what would Marco Silva do with this team?
Yeah.
What would do you know what I mean? What would De Zerbi? What would De Zerbi do with this team? And that's without going into Europe, into the European leagues, where the majority of these managers do come from. So I just think with someone like Tim Steidten now, you leverage his knowledge, you leverage his expertise and his network of people that he's got. He will go out and he will find the right man. He's going to make sure that the man that replaces David Moyes is going to work, because it will have to. That's going to be reflected badly on him if it doesn't. So I would put my full faith in Steidten to go out and find someone rather than Sullivan. That's the reason we brought Steidten in, isn't it?
And Sullivan,
No, it is, and that was probably.
So I just want to say, Frankie, if Steidten's going to do this and hand the reins over to Steidten and let him get on with it, well, then Steidten should be the one talking to the press. He should be the one talking to the media. It should not be David Sullivan. He should not be doing little chitty chat sessions, little exchanging emails.
I don't think Steidten does, though. I don't think Steidten does. I think Steidten operates in the background. I don't think he does that.
David Sullivan can't help himself. He's like the media, right? He can't help himself. He'll always be that person to do that.
All right, put a firewall in front of Sullivan, and I mean that. Put a publicity firewall in front of Sullivan to make sure that information that goes out is on point. Yeah, stop sending private emails to people and leaking stuff. It's not right.
No, it's not right. But Frankie, we're going to close this one up, mate, because I've got a couple of calls. I've got to phone back.
Just the one thing, last thing I wanted to say, mate, was on this Twitter and social media and West Ham and everything else. I think one thing that we've just got to get back to is enjoying football for what football actually is, and not becoming experts and not becoming directors of football and not trying to think that we know the ins and outs of football, because we don't. When people turn around and say, well, who do you think's going to get manager? I'm not here to employ a manager. I'm not here. And when you try and talk about low blocks and you talk about tactics, you're not a coach. You haven't got an FA badge. You haven't got any of the other bits of it. Just how I judge football is on my eyes and am I enjoying it? And at the moment, I can categorically say I'm not enjoying it, and that's enough for me. I don't need to go into any more detail than that. I don't need to go into technical details or talk like a manager or a football coach or a football expert. I watch it with my eyes. Am I enjoying it? No.
That's the thing. It's the eye test. It's the eye test. But it's the eye test, and that is what anyone that's watched football their entire life. That is what you base football upon. People, you watch and you watch a horrific game of football. And then you watch a player who has clearly been shit, and then someone will go out and they'll say, "Oh, but he's done this. He won this many duels. He won that." I don't care. He was crap. It was rubbish. The stats never tell the full story, do they? They don't.
No, they don't.
Of course they don't.
Well, thank you, chaps. I appreciate you having me on. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, cheers, mate. It was good to talk to you.
Yeah, see you later.
Ta-da, mate.
See you later, gents. Bye-bye.
Good call.
Very good call.
Yeah,
I like Frankie. He says all the sensible things, doesn't he? I didn't disagree with a word he said. He
was talking. I'm thinking, I know that voice. I've heard that voice somewhere else. But just going back to when I went to go and get a drink, all I heard was Gary saying, "I like a pink monster," and that's
pink monster.
Oh right, that sort of pink monster. All right,
he won't be sleeping tonight.
Delicious, I tell you. No, I will. I'll be straight up.
Hello, is that Gary from Romford?
Ah, Gary.
Hello, Nick. How you all right?
I'm very well, mate. Yourself?
Hello, Gary.
Hello, Nick. Hello, Gal.
Hello,
Gary.
Yeah.
Hello, mate. How would you like to tackle this week's call? How did you enjoy the game today?
Well, actually, I didn't see the game today. I missed today's one, so I saw the game.
You're lucky.
So I listened to the radio on the way home. I saw the game Thursday against Tottenham, but I don't know about the rest of you, but I wasn't that surprised we lost today. I didn't think we'd lose 5-0, mind you, because we haven't lost to Fulham in 10 games. But I thought after Thursday, it's so typical West Ham to go and beat Spurs and lose to Fulham. But Well, no, listen, I knew it was going to be a very heated debate tonight. So
I've got all that off my chest now. I'm all right.
Yeah. But just sit back a little bit for a minute. Now, what I want to say is, I don't know what you think about this, but obviously some teams have got this European winning, but ourselves, Newcastle, Man United, you're playing, like, we're playing again Thursday, we're playing again Sunday, then we're playing next Wednesday. And you get other clubs like Fulham and Bournemouth playing one game a week. That's got to come into it a little bit.
But Gary, 1 second. I'm going to interrupt, right? If you're going to talk about fatigue, you're going to talk about fatigue. Fulham have also played the same amount of games in the same amount of days as what we just had. So they've played three. No. There was no European games last week.
I'm on about a period of months. I'm on about a period of time.
I know, but Gary, this week, if you're going to talk about fatigue, 3 games in a week is fatigue. Fulham just played 3 games in a week. They did the same as us, 3 games in 8 days.
Yeah.
They were
I'm asking your opinion.
Yeah, but okay, my opinion is, how are Aston Villa doing what they're doing?
Yeah, that's true. But at the same token, it's funny, like Man United have got 3 at home. Newcastle shipped to another 4 goals today. They're 3 at Everton midweek. Yeah, just wondering.
What I know, there's always going to be several examles of. Hey, Hammers Mikey's joined.
Mikey, welcome aboard the first time.
But what I was going to say is, there's always going to be excuses and reference points in the league for other teams that are not doing well. That's not justification for what we're doing. As far as I'm concerned, but what I mean is, as far as I'm concerned, at West Ham now, we've spent what we've spent. We've had 3 years in Europe. I don't want to stop there. We are stopping there at the moment because I don't care what our position is at the minute. Our performances have been shit. Today's performance was no worse than the Burnley one. It was no worse than TSC. No worse than the other games where we've just scraped goals right at the end. This result has been coming, and it ain't going to be the last one, Gary. It's not going to be the last one we get.
No, I know, and I know we've all been thinking this result was going to happen one day. I mean, like Spurs game, first half, we could have been a 2 or 3 down easily, and we wouldn't come back, but they didn't score, and we know what happened in the second half. But the only good thing, I'm not blaming fatigue. I'm just saying we thought last summer we had a really, really good squad, and I don't think our squad is quite as good as we think because. You're seeing that today, Emerson's not there, Alvarez's not there, and the players are coming in. Either A, you're not good enough, or B, you just not getting enough game time because they're not being played, and you haven't got the match sharpness. So, but the only good thing I'm taking out today is Thursday night. It's a really, really, really important game Thursday night now.
What do you mean the only good thing you're taking out of it?
Sorry, was there a good thing?
Thursday night, we were saying last Sunday. I said to Gary last week, and he agreed with me.
Mike Parry,
Getting that win against last week, the last European game, means you only got to get a point on Thursday. I said to Gal, maybe we're better for having to win the game, and he agreed with me. But now I think after today, I don't think there's any chance of the players, putting in a substandard performance Thursday night.
We've been putting in substandard performances for weeks. So what makes you think all of a sudden we're gonna turn it on?
Well, because we lost 5-0 today, I don't think it's going to. We set out like that again Thursday. The crowd's going to turn very quickly.
Had Burnley finished their chances, we would have lost 5-0 there as well.
Yeah, but honestly, Gary, today, I was probably quite harsh on Fabianski because you know something, he actually made a couple of really good saves. I'll keep getting flashbacks. Do you remember that? Do you remember that move where who's a sub that came on? Was it Harry Wilson, where he span Zuma? And then just literally fucking.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh my god! Honestly, I'm not being funny. They took it easy on us. 5-0. I've never thought I would say this. 5-0 flattered us. It flattered us.
Someone said earlier in the chat.
Harry Wilson one where he did spin Zuma. That was more. He didn't get hold of that shot. It was.
Yeah, it was poor finishing. He did everything right.
Right. Soft shot, like.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened with Fulham. I mean, they've scored 5 in midweek against Forest. They put 3 at Liverpool, and they lost 4. And they beat Wolves 3. Do you know what's happened?
They're coached very well. They've got a very good team, and they're playing good football, and they're playing players in their strongest positions. What we've got, Gary, is a collection of players. I'm going to keep saying it so I'm blue in the face. Really great players that are being played out of position, and we're surprised that performances, and they're not coached. So they've been played out of position, and we're going up against a team like Fulham, who are very competent. They're purring at the moment. They are coached well. they're being put out there at a disadvantage straight away. Disadvantage.
Yeah, I tell you another thing as well. Like we realise, I think we're starting to realise now.
Go on,
I
Gary.
think we're starting to realise now how much missing Declan Rice. You know, because obviously, you know, if he'd been in the midfield, he'd probably.
I disagree. Let me tell you one thing, right? Nick said this last year. He said after Declan Rice goes, we're in trouble, right? I'll tell you who we miss: Declan Rice and Alvarez. We need one of them protecting the defence, doing that job.
No, Gary's right. Gary's right, but you know what, Gary? This goes back to something that I've been saying all along, and it does. And do you know what that is? This relative success that we've had over the 3 years where we got European football. Do you know what that was?
I disagree.
That was Declan Rice. That was because David Moyes was making the most of a world-class talent. Declan Rice is now the best player at Arsenal. Yeah. So David Moyes had that player in his team for 3 years. Yeah. And I am sorry, I know we weren't great last year, but this kind of allowed David Moyes to be shit and get away with it. And that's what he did.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is also what we come unstuck a little bit is like, obviously Rice gone, we've got Alvarez in, but there's no cover for Alvarez. If he's out, you've got you start putting more pounds on Suchek back there.
No, we had cover. We had cover in Flynn Downs. But and David Moyes sent him out on loan to Southampton because he didn't want to use him. So he sent him out.
Without replacing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gary, what are your thoughts anyway? What would you like to ultimately say on this?
I think we've got a lot. You know, it's happened now. We've lost the game. It's been terrible today, terrible performance. We just got to get this job done on Thursday, and then move on. Really, you know. I mean,
Thursday's a final, Gary. Thursday is a cup final. You know that.
We're missing.
What's that, Gal?
Thursday is a cup final. You know that is a cup final. Yeah. It's a playoff to see which unfortunate sods have to play a two-legged playoff against Champions League rejects. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't want to do that.
I said a frustrating thing though. If we'd have won today, Brighton drew, Man United lost, Newcastle lost, we'd have been right amongst it. We'd have been right in the top six. You know, so frustrating that was.
Pew, 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 pew. Yes, I've got me Micky sound effects. Sorry, I do me fireworks.
oh, sorry. Put that up again. What?
I'll do fireworks. I've got
for what?
I'll do it again.
I've got double thumb stuff.
Pew, 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 pew.
Go on, mate.
Yeah, we've got to try to in January. We've got to bring at least another striker in there and another holding midfield player. Because, like you say, Nick, as soon as Alvarez is not there, then you start.
Let me ask you a question. You're David Sullivan. You're in a situation where it's being proved beyond any fucking doubt. You didn't watch the game today, right? So let me tell you what happened in a nutshell. First of all, we went 3-0 down at half time. But the reason we went 3-0 down, Gary, is because again our midfield got overrun, like really badly overrun. So David Moyes' fix was to take a midfielder off and put a defender on and make our midfield even weaker. That was his fix. He sort of attempted to shut up shop. So safe in that knowledge, but hang on. And knowing what David Moyes has done with every striker that we've bought for him, are you honestly telling me that you would keep Moyes and buy him a striker?
No, but I'm saying, from the club point, from our point of view, that's what we'd like to see. Another someone, even a lone striker brought in, maybe
alone I'd do,
something else.
Yeah,
because it's just frustrating. We're in these competitions, and it could all fall apart in the next couple of weeks if we're not careful.
I'll tell you what, right? Listen, Gary, I've got a comment here, and this comment fascinates me because I don't know how, Paul, you've come to this conclusion because you've never seen him play for West Ham in a central defensive midfield position. So how do you know he's not good enough? You saw him play as this is Flynn Downs I'm talking about, Gary. It's a statement from Paul Morris to say he's not good enough. Well, I'm sorry. We need a central defensive midfielder. I'm not saying Moyes would even start him because he didn't last year, even when he needed a CDM, right? So, not good enough. Can you say that? Can anyone say that?
You can't say that. You can't say that. But you can't. I'll tell you what.
He even played down in number 10 as well.
The old Clarence Boozer army's growing. Look at it. Look.
Welcome aboard, Darren. Welcome aboard. And we got another one. Look, they're coming along on buses. Colin, welcome aboard.
I was going to say to you, with Alvarez today, was he not well? Was he pick up an injury?
Yes, he got a virus.
David 19.
Yeah, David 19, and also Fornells, who started, and Cornet was on the bench. He had the virus, and also Emerson had the virus, but was sitting on the bench and came on the second half and even he with the virus was better than Cresswell.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a bit I don't get, Gal. Cornet, right? He came on in the European game. He made that last-minute winner, and he's not had a sniff since. You'd have thought, you know, when you try to build on something, you're thinking he's done that. He's got made a goal, you know, for Souček. Yeah. Please give him some more minutes and try to build him back into the team. But
I'm getting a
number.
Gary,
I just think you're talking about, mate. Someone just put in the chat here that he played Flynn Downs as a number 10, right? He's done it with Souček.
And a winger. Right winger as well.
He does the same thing with Souček. He plays a defensive midfielder as a number 10. He's shocking. So there's no surprise.
He's vindictive. He's narcissistic. That was Warburton's signing. We all know that. That's been confirmed. And basically, what he did was he used him in Europe. He got. Do you remember? He got two back to back. Yeah, we have. He got two back to back man of the match performances, and then when he did get his chance, was it in his strongest position? No, he's played as a 10. He was played as a winger, and you know what?
I know.
And to do what he's done, and to just kind of send him, because with all due respect, right, as good as Ward-Prowse is, Flynn Downs would be the better option at CDM, which is where Ward-Prowse was playing today.
Yeah,
I know where it comes from as well.
This is what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is that like when Alvarez is missing today, and now suddenly you've got to push someone else back there who's not really that CDM, and then the old team's unbalanced again. You know, you're like you're pegging around.
I mean, do you know what? Right, because I've watched Fulham quite a lot this year. Okay, and Polina, Ryan from West Ham Fan TV made the point earlier on. Polina was epic today. Yes, he fucking was. He was unbelievable. He's a great central defensive midfielder. He is, but he will never ever dominate a midfield like he did today. Ever in his life will he dominate a midfield like that? He had no option.
Not saying about dominating. He won't ever a more easier game to dominate a game. He's basically.
Gary, stop reading that loud.
I was whispering. Is it?
You're not. You're going. The only actual tennis is playing century every fucking lingo. We're talking.
I was whispering.
Yeah,
was that not
whisper
over
there?
I'm not a whisper.
Yeah, Gal, you're right. We're on the flow there. I'm not talking anymore.
I didn't do it while you were talking.
I'm not talking anymore.
I'm sorry, Micky.
Go on, mate. Polino, he obviously would have cost a lot more money than Alvarez. I think Alvarez, what did he get him for? 35 million in the year? I think Fulham rolled in out about 60 for Polino, weren't they? A lot of money,
no. Look, Polini is a great player, but at the end of the day, Polini would be no good in the central midfield with James Ward-Prowse and Souček next to him. Exactly. The fact is, they've got a balanced midfield. They've got Kearney and whoever the other geezer was in there with them. They've got a very, very well balanced midfield. That's what happens, you know.
We're missing something. If we got Polini, he'd play him as a number fucking 10.
He'd be up front. He'd be up front. He would. Yeah.
Can I tell you where this all goes back to?
You would knock Moyes out. I've got to be honest.
Can I tell you where it all goes back to? I just want to reiterate Moyes' background when he was a kid. He used to go summer camp and they used to play him in all these different positions. He said it was brilliant. I played up front. I played on the wing. I played in defence. I played in centre half. And I think in his mind, he expects all players to be like him. The fact that he was shit in every position is neither in.
Yes, he was.
He wants everybody to play in all positions, and so he has a system, and it doesn't matter what part he's got available. He'll try and
he'll try and everywhere.
Right, I can play.
Yeah. But anyway, Gary, let's close this one down, mate. So go on. Final thoughts. One more thing.
One last thing. What your Thursday night? What's your predictions? Do you think we'll win the game, lose it, draw it?
Can't call it. I'm not going to predict it. I think I don't know. I'm worried about it.
Yeah, I think we'll win Thursday. I think we'll get a reaction.
I think he's going to play for the draw. I think he's going to play for the draw.
I think we'll win.
I think he's going to play for the draw.
Today's performance, I think that's sweep under the rug. I think we'll win. To be fair, it'll be a scrappy win. But we'll win.
I hope the players' pride is hurting a little bit, you know, because whether you like the manager or not, right? Some of those players today literally didn't turn up. They were rubbish. And so I don't care if you like Moyes and you like playing with him. Go out, do your job to the best of your ability, especially you, Paqueta, because Paqueta, he switched off and just went to sleep, right? At a certain point in the game. That ain't acceptable, right?
Can we officially say now that Paqueta's been moist?
Yeah, it's been moist. Yeah.
He's been moist.
Good night.
He's been moist. Good night, Dave. But yeah, anyway, Gary, great call, mate. Thank you very much. You've got a couple more I've got to get through.
Cheers,
and we'll speak to you next week.
See you later.
Yep, take care. Bye-bye.
Ta-da, mate.
Take care. Ta-da, mate.
Right.
We're in trouble Thursday. I worry about Thursday because, like I said, that's like a cup final, and I think it's going to hopefully be a good atmosphere inside the stadium.
I really ain't. I just reckon he's going to scrap it. Like, which is going to be a good thing. But I'm just saying that
I think it's just
tonight's performance.
I worry Mickey that he's going to play for the draw and sit back.
Hello, mate.
Oi, oi, Kingy, how you doing?
What's happening, boys?
You're all right.
Am I all right? Am I all right after watching that?
Your voice is gone. You've been screaming, haven't you? I can tell.
I had my work Christmas party last night. I did go on the old karaoke.
Oh no!
But, yeah. So
Wait, just quickly, what is your karaoke song? What's your karaoke song?
I did "Come Undone" by Robbie Williams last night, mate. That was my one.
Did you come unstuck, or did you deliver it? Was it all right?
Well, as you can tell by my voice, mate, I've come unstuck a little bit. You know what I mean? But
you fell away at the eye notes.
Yeah, well, Frankie, who was on earlier, I used to watch his channel all the time, and I really liked watching it, and I thought his content was great with Baz.
Yeah.
But one thing I just want to say after his call, I just want to get into the tactics. No, I'm joking. No, he's saying that we shouldn't be talking about tactics. But
I think the point he was making is it's plain as day that you don't need to be a tactician to see this ain't right. And I think there's sometimes what happens.
I agree.
You know, I think all of us can see this just isn't right. You know, we do need a change now, mate, don't we? Surely we do now.
We do.
Oh, mate, I've been with you the whole time, mate. Like, even after the Spurs game, which I called it. I knew we'd win it, but I tell you what, I knew we'd lose that yesterday or today, whatever it is. Yeah. I knew we'd lose it. I wasn't surprised watching it, to be honest. I'm more pissed off with how he's using the squad than anything. Like bringing these fringe players in, he's given them no confidence whatsoever by bringing them on. Well, 4 now is what, at 5 minutes here and there.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Over the last few games. Cornet's sitting on the bench, or was he on the bench today? I can't even remember.
And the thing is, Ryan, if you're going to use Fornals as a left winger, why would you not just use Ben Rama or Cornet out there as a left winger?
You use a player where they actually meant to play?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's funny that, isn't it?
Wouldn't that be nice?
It's funny that.
It's irrelevant, Ryan. He thinks a position is irrelevant.
Fancy playing the players in their normal position. Woohoo!
Do you think he has to explain himself to anyone? Do you think that Moyes, after a game like that, do you think what will happen is he has to go and talk to Sullivan or Steiten or whoever, and do you think that they will grill him and say, "What was your thought process behind this, Dave? Please talk to us." Do you think that happens?
Do you know what though, mate? I was going to bring this point up. He is so powerful within that club. He runs the show.
He must be.
Like you can tell from his arrogance, because there's no way you can be that arrogant and not think that you're going to lose your job or it's never your fault if you've actually got someone to answer to.
Nick,
in my eyes,
Nick.
Yeah.
Because I come to this conclusion and chatting to a few West Ham mates about this the other day.
Sorry, mate. God.
Sorry.
Just got a new member.
New member alarm went off.
I'm like that geezer.
Well done, Nick.
Yeah.
I'm only here for Mickey's sound effects.
A lot of people are only here for me, to be fair to you, right?
No. I was having a chat with my mates, and I said about our academy team, right? I'm always foreseeing our youngsters come through if they are good enough.
Yeah.
And I had this conversation with them, and they said, "Yeah, but you look at Man City, and you look at Arsenal, and they do bring theirs through, and they sell them for a lot of fucking money. We just won the Youth FA Cup and the league last year." With our youngsters who played against them players who they probably will sell for 40 million. Do you know what I mean? So how are these players not get fucking hell, Mickey? Give it a rest, son.
Sorry. Sorry, mate.
I'm surprised there's not fucking fireworks coming out of that big red dildo. But anyway.
Go on, mate. Sorry.
But so how are they not they're more sharper, they're more match fitness than any of these fringe players that we're getting in, right? Because they are playing in a league.
100%.
They're playing in the.
Yeah.
They're playing against hairy ass man, as you say the other day, against Colchester, and they're playing games. We have lost reserve football. These fringe players aren't playing football. So how do you expect them to go from training pitch to the fucking game and be match fit? You've got a load of youngsters there who are doing the fucking business.
Stick
them in.
And also, mate, as well, I think like John hit on this when he was on last week or the week before, and he said, look, he said when you hear Moyes, this goes back to the European tie where I can't think what team it was, some shit that we played, but he rested a load of first team players, and he actually came out in the press conference and he said, I'm resting my first team players. What the fuck does that say? So that, and then last week when he keeps when he makes one child no.
So I'm sorry, Ryan.
Mick,
170460
yeah, and then last week, right? Not last week, Sunday against Spurs, where he doesn't make. When was it? When he only made one fucking sub. I can't remember what it was now.
Twice.
What game
the
was
last
it?
2 games, 4 times 88 minutes.
Last 2 games. But he literally comes out in a press conference and he says, well, I just think, the players that I had on the pitch were the ones that I trusted to sort of get the result. What does that say to the players that are sitting on the bench?
He also said that he didn't feel like he had any match winners on his bench.
Yes, exactly. Oh, mate, that's bad.
I'm not being funny,
that is bad.
You've got Ben,
did he say that?
You got Ben Rama sitting there. Yeah, he did. And he's got Ben Rama sitting behind him. My fucking voice is fucked. Sorry, lads.
That's all right.
You got Ben Rama sitting behind him, right? He's just scored in the fucking European Cup final. You got Fornals who scored in a semi-final and was unreal. It's just like, how can he say that about his own players? Like, no wonder they don't fucking like him.
Well,
they surely can't like him.
Man management 101, right? You've got to look after people, right? He hasn't got a clue how to look after people. Even in a big corporation, you'd have this thing called span of control where the maximum people you're allowed to have reporting to you directly is like 30 or 25 or something like that, right? That's what a normal everyday manager in a corporate world is supposed to manage, that many people, right? He can only manage 14, right? And he doesn't manage
especially with like our fucking societies these days with like youngsters and stuff like that. They have it hard and they don't know how to talk. They need a fucking father figure. They need an arm around them. Like, I'm not saying, like, it's not old school where you can go, yeah, you're on the bench, fucking deal with it. Like these kids, like, there's so much out there. Even out like players like Ben Rama or Fornals. You can see with Fornals, he's a fucking broken man. Like, and it's horrible to watch that. Like, we've got 2 massive games with Freiburg now, man.
These are young kids, right? They're young kids, right? They need. I mean, I've got a 29, 28-year-old, I've got a 21-year-old son, and everything else, right? 21-year-old is not. They need support. I mean, they're not. When they're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, they're not full-grown, developed men, right? They're all different. They're all different.
They need guidance.
I think the vast majority of this generation now are different to when we was growing up. I do. Yeah. But when you 100%. do, but when you do get someone that's kind of brimming with confidence, I think it's almost irresponsible to put them in the hands of Moyes, because I think that's what we've got with Mabama. Mabama looks like the type of kid that does believe in himself. I think he does.
Yes,
I think he's full of himself. But you know what? He's not immune from being fucked. And if you're in an environment which is toxic, where you're constantly sort of in, if all these, I can imagine someone like Mabama has always been around positive influences, people that are encouraging him to sort of do his best. To be around someone like that for too long, I'm not being funny. You can see the effect it has on players. You can see it.
He does.
Yeah. 100%, mate.
Paul Morris has said he's been around for 800 games. He knows how to be a man manager. Well, that doesn't prove anything, Paul. I mean, it just means that he's used his template model. He's used his template model. No, I think what Nick said earlier was really, really fucking true. And I think this is what drives David Moyes at the heart of everything, right? In his post-match thing. He said Moyes likes to be seen as an overachiever.
He does. He wants a pat on the back.
And so at Everton, that was the scenario. He was the hero because he came in and shot him up the table. Nobody expected it. Did it all for bugger all, right? Did well in his first couple of years here. Then he got a load of money and suddenly you're expected to just achieve, right? Because I don't think winning the Conference League last year was overachieving.
We've had on achieving. on a couple of videos that I've done, the post-match reactions, where I think it might have been after the Everton game, and I had a couple of really good fucking comments from Everton fans. Yeah, you'll have some that will go, you know, be careful what you wish for, but the vast majority were going, Moyes, everything you're saying about Moyes, we were saying. They said the amount of times he had us in 5th place or 4th place, and all we had to do in a window was go out and invest and get a player in to push us onto that next level. He slams the brakes on and he pulls it back because he isn't comfortable competing in an area of the table where he knows he don't fit. He don't. I think he's kind of he knows where he fits.
The biggest thing that you say there, mate, is so true, because when he went to Man United, you've only got to listen to what Rio Ferdinand and fucking all the big players said. They said he came in and tried to change something completely different, because you got a big club already there in Man United, and you're trying to change it to make it little old Everton, because he was trying to bring in the likes of Jagielka and stuff like that. So it's fucking true, mate. It's so true. But yeah, everyone can talk about, we're ninth, we was in the fucking cup, we're quarterfinals, blah blah. That can all change within fucking 2 weeks.
It could change in 2 weeks because the way we're playing at the moment, if we lose against Freiburg, we're on the roulette table. We don't know who we're going to get from the Champions League, whoever drops down. That's another 2 games next year that we don't need. And we could and probably will lose to Liverpool. We're at the EFL Cup. If we lose a couple of league games, and you can kiss goodbye to top 6, that dream of qualifying automatically through the league, and then what? What?
And that, you know what? Whatever.
He said, Moyes already said about top 6. He said, like, forget that. We're going to be top 8 or something.
I mean that for me, that is sacrilege. That is, and do you know something? Do you know one of the reasons why I really wanted? Do you know why I bang on about Postecoglou? And I know you hate it, Ryan, but do you know before he went? Before he went to Spurs, right? Before he went to Spurs, and we was looking in the summer about managers that could come into West Ham. I was talking to Gio.
I wanted him. Yeah, I said it.
I was talking to Gio a lot, and Gio was sending me post, because he was Gio's man. Gio wanted him. He was sending me post-match interviews from Postecoglou. And do you know something? The things the guy says, he never ever does that. He does the opposite of Moyes. He wants the fans to believe that they're going to beat Real Madrid. Celtic are going to beat Real Madrid. He lifts expectations. He said, He said it's a working class sport. He said people work hard all week long. They want to dream. They want to believe. He said it's my job to fucking put a team out on the pitch to entertain those fans. That is why I fell in love with that guy when I was doing all that research with him, and I was so fucking jealous when they got him, because what we've got now, we've got this fun suppressor, fucking mood hoover of a man in charge of this club. Honestly, and
motivator.
He's a demotivator, and when you hear stuff like that, but the thing is, does he think we're all thick? When he says, Aston Villa, we can't compete for top 6. We can't compete for top 6.
I don't think he's thick. I think he's just so fucking arrogant.
I mean, does he think we're thick?
We're stupid
because he comes out and he says we can't compete for top 6. Aston Villa, because of resources. If you go back over the last 3.5 years, we've spent more than Villa. Moyes has spent more than Villa. So what's he fucking talking about?
Yeah.
I think with what I'm scared of with what's going on at the moment is that there is the West Ham after David Moyes, right? And what scares me about it is the fact that whatever he leaves if he leaves this club without European football, right, next year, that means we lose some of these fucking superstars we've got. It takes down the value of a manager that wants to come in. Like, it's not just this season that I'm worried about. It's next year. It's more about what we can build upon. And if he leaves this club he's done good things. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not going to say he's been shit the whole fucking time, because I don't think that. But towards the end of this tenure, it is getting so bad that whatever comes in next, I hope it does not ruin what the future can be for this team.
But my belief is that that's already sorted, and I'm not being funny. When you look at the likes of Bowen, who he surprisingly signed his fucking contract the way that he did after that meeting with Stuyson. Obviously that was all there. Everyone always talks about the projects, Kudus and everyone else. This is what makes me believe, Ryan, is that there is somebody else lined up to come in the summer, irrespective. Now, if you're not in Europe, but you're getting, let's say, someone of the profile of Xabi Alonso. It might not be him, but say you're getting someone like that who's exciting, then that mitigates that. It mitigates it completely because you all of a sudden then you've got a project. Then you've got a project.
I agree with you. I do really reckon, right, that there is a project in place and there is someone who's going to take over. But I hope they sign a contract already to come in. If that's Alonso or if that is a high standard manager, because I tell you what, towards the end of this season, I can only see it getting worse. So it's nice to sign it when you're in ninth position. You're still in European football. You're still in fucking quarterfinals of cups and stuff like that. But it's not fucking very attractive proposition if you're coming in and you've got none of them.
No,
do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And Hammers Mikey's just put a comment in there, and this is actually really true. And this is what me and Gary had a row. It was about Soufal, but he spoke about Bowen as well. And what it was, when you go to especially when you go to the games, you can really see off the ball. You can see the players that are busting their bollocks on the pitch. And Bowen always is, but Bowen has been carrying this team. He really has been. With his performances, he's tireless. And as Gary said today, even at 5-0, 4-0 down, 5-0 down, Bowen is still partling through. He's trying to get
everything.
Yeah, and you know what? That for me, he's a little bit of a fucking legend. I think.
Fucking heart of a lion.
Yeah,
really has.
Yeah.
We do need players to step up now though, and that's not just Bowen. We need a leader on that fucking pitch and grab hold of them. Grab them by the scruff of the neck and really have a go at these other teams, because we do look a little bit lackluster in that department. But look, hey ho, we fucking beat Tottenham. I was buzzing about that.
Yeah,
I love it.
And that's how it goes.
Poor Gary growing up with Nick as a younger brother.
He fucking tormented me when I was a kid. He's 10 years older than me. I used to. This is why I'm giving him some back now.
I used to really
It's
fucking
the
wind
people.
That's why I'm angry. That's why I'm an angry person.
Each other. They you can tell each other.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
I
won't say.
Anyway, lads, I won't take any more of your time.
Top man. It was Ryan. Ryan, what I do want to.
I'll get your number off of Nick, and then I'll come. We'll sort that out. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send it. I'll send you his number.
If you want to watch, if you do want to watch a bit of a breakdown tonight, we on Fortune's Island Down Under TV. We will be doing a pub show about the Fulham and Spurs game. So when you see me in action. And
when are you on next? When are you on next week?
We're on Thursday night. So it'll be Thursday morning for you guys. Thursday mid morning for you.
Send me a text in a week, and then what I'll do is I'll potentially jump on with you. If like I say, if Mickey's available, we'll jump on as well. And what we'll do is if you in the title of your show, if you at Claret and Booze, then it will be put on our channel as well. So your show will be put on our channel. So a lot of these subscribers will see it. All right.
Nice one, lads.
Okay, mate.
Cheers, lads.
Brilliant call as always,
Ryan.
See you
later, mate.
Bye.
Yeah, the thing about Bowen is we gave him a donkey, but we gave him a 4, which was like the maximum you can get, because he didn't actually. He tried really hard, but he didn't actually end up creating anything, right? So
that's it, Gal.
So
I agree.
That's the reason behind it. But honestly, I admired him today, and I also admired Soufal for his guts and effort, because he can't help. He's a limited player who's forced to play in this team. He does the best he can, right?
Hello, mate.
Hello, Darren. You all right?
Yeah.
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
Yeah. Could have been better if we had played better.
Oh
no,
you know what I mean? Mate, we couldn't have played much worse, could we, Darren?
Yeah.
No.
What would you like to talk about today, mate?
I was going to speak about something what Gary put up in one of the other shows about the old managers, what we had on that. Do you remember when we were struggling with relegation when Redknapp was in charge because we couldn't score? So he brought in Kits and the Hartson as partnership.
Yes. That was amazing. I mean, that was really Terry Brown for once putting his hand in his pocket and sprinkling some money about. They were top signings, and genuinely Hartson should have been our striker for 6 or 7 years. Right, I loved him.
I loved Hartson. Yeah. When that a proper couple of signings, that was when it Hartson and Kitson.
Him and by Berkovic and all, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, bloody
big man, little man up front. I loved it.
But yeah, Berkovic was brilliant, and I think someone said to me today, had that kicking event not happened, right, where with
They would have all been there still.
Where he tried to decapitate him, right? He would have stayed at West Ham for probably 7-8 years, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, he would have.
I was gutted when he went, really gutted.
But listen, do you know what really winds me up as well? What kind of pisses me off is this constant comparison with David. Look, David Moyes has done well in his own right. He has. He's done well since he's been in. You can't say he hasn't. We've won a trophy with him. But to suggest that this man, because there's so many factors involved in calling someone great as a manager, you got to tick a lot of boxes. If all you care about is literally just that trophy and nothing else matters, and you're going to take all the context out of it, but to actually call the guy our greatest manager ever, that to me,
he's not.
It's like today. It's like when after 15, it's like after 15 games, you've got people. It was a lie for a start. They were saying it was our most successful start ever as a club. Bearing in mind, we're in a table underneath Brighton, who are having one of their worst starts to a season in fucking 2 years. So it ain't really much to fucking crow about, is it? But it was a lie anyway. Mate, honestly, this whole fucking fan divide thing for me is driving me mental. And I do get everyone's entitled to their opinions. I do. But I must admit, I am starting to grow more and more confused with it all because I
think Moyes is starting to lose the locker room and all.
Oh, mate, I
might be,
especially like you said about the Tottenham game at half time when they're all saying they're not coming back out if we're going to play shit like that.
Mate,
strategy is crap.
But the thing is, like I was saying to Anton earlier on, I'll have to talk to him about that separately because I'm sure he don't think that. But anyone who's played football, I've played football, we manage football, anyone who's done that, that at the same time, that's what happens at half time. Big characters pipe up. They talk to the manager. They do because the manager don't always get it right. They'll see things on the pitch, and when you're in a situation like that, especially what was happening in the first half in that Tottenham game, I mean, the thing is
diabolical in the first half.
Oh, mate, if you was in that team, you'd have been like, "What is going on here? What is going on?"
Yeah,
honestly,
Everton, the way they're going, even with a 10-point penalty, could end up above us.
Oh yeah, they're staying up definitely. Look how they're about the relegation already. You know what I mean?
I mean, look, we exactly what you alluded to earlier, right? The reason I did that difficulty thing is because I want to assess which teams we've beaten, and we're literally just beating the crap and the strugglers. Every peer team that we've played against, we've either lost or drawn with. And if you look at the teams who I'd consider the top teams, Tottenham, right? We got a massive win there, right? Brighton, we got a massive win there. Chelsea, to be honest, I expected it. Look at their form, right? So Brighton and Tottenham are the two standout results. They were surprises again, and I class them high difficulty. All the other stuff is expected, right?
Well, Chelsea are struggling, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. That's expected, right? That is expected. They're below us in the table, Chelsea.
Pleased about that.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Hopefully Arsenal don't fucking go back on top of the league as well.
Yeah, I mean that was good. That was a good thing that happened this weekend. See them slip off the top. I did enjoy that.
Oh yeah, Villa, innit? They're on fire at the minute, ain't they?
Yeah, and this is the thing. Do you know, like when people, but this is the thing when it's like I love Gary from Romford, but because I think what he does is he's not bad. I think he just tries to look at the positives in the situation that we're in. And when you look at, you can always find negative references and go, well, look at this team. But then when you're talking about fatigue and you're talking about teams coping with playing so many times a week, well, I'm not being funny. When you look at Aston Villa, how the fuck are they doing that? How are they doing what they're doing in Europe, playing the Thursday Sunday football, and they're literally where they are. They're not 2 points off top, or 3 points off top.
They're pulling points out of the bag, aren't they?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And the thing is, as well, I know he's money since he's come in, but so is Moyes. But the fact is, as soon as Emery came in, he had an instant impact. Players like Watkins, who were starting to look shit under Gerrard and whoever else had him before. A lot of these players, McGinn, they was all starting to look
fresh starting it since he's come back.
I mean, their midfield against Arsenal was Dendoncker, McGinn, and I can't think who the other one was. These were just fucking average Premier League players a little while ago.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I think that Liverpool game, I think we might see a magical performance from Kudus that night, because I think that's where he, that's the team that are going to be chasing him.
Yeah, I think we need more. We need more than an individual performance. In that game,
of course we do. I think that
that's what we rely on, Nick. A lot
I think Paqueta will play well in that game as well, because he's been quite crap, ain't it, at the minute? I think
Always
they all
happens,
are
doesn't it?
because they've just had enough now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they have. But I mean, do you know in this situation here, mate? Do you think we're sort of we're knee jerking now? Because I kind of convinced myself a little while back when I was given that information. It must have been about a month ago now, where I said that the club are not going to make any decision through December or January because they did kind of forecast a bit of a disaster. Because of the fixture congestion and the way David Moyes is, and you know, and I think they've identified that it would be the worst possible time to introduce a new manager. But at the same time, we've still got a lot to play for this year. So even if there is a new manager that's scheduled to be coming in at the end of the season, surely with the likes of, you know, Heitinger, who's taken a caretaker role before at Ajax, surely that would be the best possible solution. Because I can understand it if you don't want to bring someone else in from the outside because they're not going to have time on a training ground. But when you've got people that are there, I can only assume and look from the outside in and think that David Moyes is a toxic influence on that group. And if you remove him,
definitely.
If you remove him, then that's going to solve issues. You get kind of an uplift straight away. You will.
Well, it's like what Gary was saying about way Moyes treated that West Ham fan, the kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he wanted his autograph, he's such a prick.
Yeah.
He's up his own arse. It's like when he constantly had interviews, like, and all he kept saying it was, "Oh yeah, we won the cup and all that because of me."
Yeah, mate. Honestly, he does. He's a very, very much a me type character.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah. Look what I've done. Look what I've done.
Yeah, like Gary said today. Like Gary said today, you know, the players braved the away support today and they went over and the away support did kind of clap them because, you know, it takes a lot of bollocks to do that. And it ain't ultimately, and you know what? It's not ultimately the players that we've got the ump with. We know the situation. But for David Moyes to suddenly appear and start trying to fucking take some of that adulation, are you serious, mate? Yeah.
Well, the amount of times he's ignored players on the pitch though when they'd go to shake his hand, like our players, and just walk straight past them.
I know.
You know, I was trying to follow him with my phone because I wanted to see where he was going to go because I wanted to boo him, right? And I was trying to catch him, and I caught him as he was coming out of the tunnel, and suddenly he died off somewhere. You know, I couldn't find him. And the next time I saw him, he suddenly appeared through these players. Started claiming, "Where the fuck do you come from?" He's I'll tell you what, a bit of booing there, he would have been straight down the tunnel like the coward he is.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, he's done that so many times though when we booed him, isn't he?
Yeah, but I talked to the guy who goes. He's like basically he's another version of Dodsey. So he travels home and away. He's apart from the fact he's not a pasty eater. He's from East London, and he's the one he can't stand Moyes. So this is because a lot of the argument from the people that are on Twitter say Moyes in. Oh, you know you the fans that go home and away and this that the other they love Moyes. Well, nobody goes to more games than this guy. This is the bloke who had the banner. This is the bloke who was photographed with the banner. And he got
that's right. I remember that.
He got death threats off the back of that. I was talking to him on Twitter. He got really hammered on Twitter for that. And I've said to him, I said, look, when the time's right, I said, come on here because he wants to come on, and he's a great guy. He's a good talker as well.
Yeah.
But the thing is, these people can't look at him and can't say to him, you're not a real fan. You've got no say. He has got a fucking say.
At the end of the day, he pays for tickets and that, so all the fans have their own say. You know what I mean?
I know.
That really
I know.
pissed him off last year. He's never forgot that banner, that Moyes out banner.
No.
It definitely needs to come back.
Yeah, well, he's still got it. He's still got the banner.
He should bring it back up there.
Yeah.
Well, he put it up, didn't he? He put it up for that one game, and then after that, Moyes went on a run of getting good results.
No, but that weren't the reason he took it down. He took it down because he got so much shit on Twitter.
No, but
that's
what
the
I'm
reason
saying
he
that
stopped doing it.
highlighted, but then that highlighted that give people more opportunity to get on his back to say, "Oh, so you bought that fucking banner out and that, and then look at him." It's just fucking.
You know, one thing that really wound me up on top of everything else today, you know what happened? I was walking away from the ground talking to you lot on WhatsApp, and I walked straight into a fucking tree, and I've got a massive bump on my head.
You plank.
I've got a massive bump on my head here. Fucking thing.
You literally walking down.
No, it was a low branch, but it was a big branch with fucking things sticking out of it. I got a strained head.
I'm gonna. Oh, mate, he's terrible when he gets hit on the head. I remember what he had this flat. Listen, he had this flat in Islington, and he was basically demolishing it, and he was redoing. So I went round to help him knock some walls down. Anyway, I'm getting a bit carried away with a sledgehammer. I'm smashing this wall down, and all of a sudden I've heard. I've gone, what the fuck was that? Have I killed a cat? And I've gone around the other side of the wall, and Gary's literally crouched on the floor, rocking like a fucking.
You are making this up. Artistic license.
I'd hit him with the smallest bit of. I'd hit him with the smallest
on the floor. What are you talking about?
I'd hit him with the smallest bit of plasterboard you've ever seen in your life, and he was literally going, "There's blood. There's blood." There wasn't even a bump there. Honestly,
you are a muppet. You know that.
He's a pussy. Absolute pussy.
Gary got
No, there was another thing I'll put up before when you were saying about if you change anything. I would put Cornet and Ben Rommel on the wings and play Paqueta and Kudos in the middle. And
Yeah. But the thing is with the trouble is with this now, it's like because when we've said this so many times, when we first started this show, we was all uber enthusiastic, and we used to do this fucking feature where we used to predict formations and we used to predict fucking lineups and we used to do all that. But you know what? It's like we was having a debate on WhatsApp the other day when I can't work out what shape it is. But I'm like, what fucking shape? The shape is 10 men in the box. It doesn't matter what it says on paper, whether it's a 4-3-3 or a 5-3. If the tactic is to fucking sit back and hoof the ball long, it don't matter what shape it is. No. And that today is like Gary's got the ump with Aguero, so have I. I've got the ump with Aguero launching balls long, but that is under instruction.
Yeah, exactly.
That's our outlet.
He's completely changed this season under Moyes.
Yeah,
completely from when he first come into the club.
Yeah.
People, what's that chap? Aina Silva was what he's making out. He's watered that down.
I have watered it down. Words and pictures is about right. Look, he says, words and pictures. Words and pictures was there. He says, I was there. Gary got hit by a chip of. He's right. It was a chip of plaster. That's all it was. Honestly.
Do you remember Tony's face when I swung that hammer?
Yeah, because you was useless and you missed the wall and almost hit him in the head with a fucking sledgehammer. That's why. He froze. I've never known Micky. I've never known anyone before because you'd imagine that you would go because he's kind of done it in slow motion and he's missed what he was trying to hit. And Tony's the other side, and Tony just stood there and he froze. He said, "I thought I was dead." So I thought that was it. But it just missed him.
Have you made 2 sheds, Gary?
These were early days of my DIY.
I know.
Just watch a bit of wood falling, Gary, when you make sheds.
I know.
Yeah. But anyway, Darren, we've got one more call to make, mate. Thank you for the call.
Yeah. One other thing as well.
What's your name, Gary?
I'm so glad that you support people with anxiety and depression and that as well.
Yes.
Because I've got that. I've got epilepsy and angina as well.
Oh fucking hell.
Oh, mate.
Mate. We won't go into our personal ailments, but basically we're all fucked. So
exactly.
we won't go into. I don't know how long there's going to be 3 or 4 of us for, but we're we've all got our own issues, mate, and we support everything between us.
Definitely, it's brilliant.
And honestly, mate, there's this guy on Twitter. It's Big Dave, innit? Do you remember Big Dave?
Yeah,
he's still on there now. He's a lovely guy. He goes on West Ham Fan TV on the fan cams. Really, really, truly nice guy. He really is. And he just posted on Twitter the other day. He just said he didn't say he was suicidal. He's having a bit of a bad time. And he said, you know what? I just don't see the point in life anymore. I don't see the point in living. Very out of character for him, you know. Very out of character. He posted that, and he got tons and tons of support. And then do you know what? Do you know what I saw on there? Somebody bookmarked it. Somebody bookmarked it. Wow. Do you know what that is when someone bookmarks something on Twitter? It's so they can go back to it later and use it against someone. That's what that is. That fucking platform, I can't stand it. Honestly, I really can't. And but like I say, and this time of year as well, mate. This time of year is so hard for so many people.
It really is. Yeah. But look, we don't, honestly, you're not on your own. There's probably a number of people in his chat, a number of people in his presenter panel who suffer from different issues, right? So look, you're not on your own. And if you ever need to share anything, or you ever want to DM or anything like that, you know, just get in touch. Yeah.
And like I say, next year, we are going to, because the one thing that is, we are all fucking, we're all busy, but now there's 4 of us, we'll be able to manage it a lot more because it can be can be quite hard sometimes. So I feel quite guilty sometimes because it's hard enough to make a show, and people probably won't believe it, but I read every comment on my videos, but I don't always have the time to reply to everything. Because if you've got sort of 200, 300 comments, you physically can't go through, and you just don't have the time to do it. But I read
exactly, especially if you're working that as well. You know what I mean?
But I read every single comment.
I'm trying to comment on a lot of, because I know like what it's like. So I've been trying to comment on most of the comments on it, but you are right, it is hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is hard to do, and like I say, but now there's 4 of us. We're gonna try and, because the community is growing, so we're gonna do something. We're gonna try and do either a WhatsApp group or something like that, where it could just be for all of us to sort of just chat offline as well. And like I say, that'll be really good for people, because mate, the amount the amount of people, especially because we started this in lockdown, and we never imagined some of the. We didn't imagine that side of it, so we done it to keep ourselves busy. But some of the messages that we was getting through from people, where that was kind of, you know, you kind of helping people, which you don't realise. You don't realise.
No, exactly. It's really good.
You know, and it's the best part of what we do. The best part of what we do.
And that is why I'm glad a nice person like Sam, who is a genuinely nice person, lovely person, won I'm a Celebrity tonight. You may disagree.
He would drive me fucking mental though, Gary.
Listen, but he's such a lovely, grounded.
He is
a kid. Well, he's not a kid, is he? But he's really like him.
Yeah,
I vote for him.
Yeah,
I don't vote for anyone.
I quite like that Tony Bellew as well. He's nothing like I thought.
No, he was great. He was great.
Yeah, good guy. But anyway, Darren, thank you very much for the call, mate.
Oh, mate, cheers.
Cheers, Darren.
Right. I was wondering, are you sending any of the mugs out?
I'll tell you what. After Christmas, I've got. I still haven't sent the ones out from last week. I've got to. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send you one because we haven't given any away tonight. So I'll put you. If you can WhatsApp me your address, I'll send you one as well. Yeah, we'll do another show on that.
Add your phone number, don't I, to WhatsApp?
Or just text it to me. It's fine. Just text it to me. It's a bit all right. Yeah.
What, to the phone number I've got? Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, mate, cool.
So do that, and I'll send that through to you. But yeah. So I will. Get the other sent. I must be honest. I still haven't sent them. I was supposed to send them on Wednesday. I didn't do it, so I will do them this week. I promise. You'll get them before Christmas. You'll get them before Moyes leaves.
That's right. Brilliant.
Man.
You just need to put a donkey's arse on. You need to get Karen Brady on that now.
I know.
You need to put her on it. We need to put a donkey's arse on it.
We need to find out.
The New Year's version.
See, she was responsible for the stadium, but I've stopped moaning about her now. We know she was responsible for getting the money for Declan Rice, so she did well there, right? I'm trying to, if we can relate something bad that's her, apart from the stadium, then we'll get her on there. But we know plenty.
What do you actually think of the stadium?
Shit, I hate it.
I'm all right now. I'm in the Bobby Moore.
I don't find it too bad, really.
I'm used to it. I'm all right. I'm all right with it now. Nick won't like it as long as he lives, right? But
it's just the atmosphere, isn't it? That's the main problem.
That's why I don't like it. Yeah, Gary's all right. Gary's all right because he's in the Bobby. Gary's in the Bobby Moore lower, and it's a good atmosphere down there. He don't get nowhere.
Yeah.
You've got to have something. Yeah, it's all about the people around you. I've got nice people.
Yeah, because I used to sit at Upton Park. I used to sit right next to the dugout.
Yeah. What was that? Oh yeah, behind the dugout.
I used to sit right next to the dugout at Upton Park.
Yeah,
mate. It didn't matter where you sat in Upton Park. It was just fucking epic.
Oh no, atmosphere was nuts.
Honestly, I think I sat everywhere in Upton Park at different times. You know, the final season, I was right on the halfway line because I moved my season ticket, and because I Ben and Lee that season came with me, and we was about 10 rows back for brilliant seats. But the West Stand, right on the halfway line, my God, what fucking amazing seats they were! Brilliant,
yeah.
You know, and because it did, even though you was only 10 rows from the back, so you was quite a way back from the front. It was intimate. It was intimate there. You was kind of, you felt like you was in it. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant,
yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Listen, we're nearly at 3 hours, Nick. We've got to wrap it up soon because Micky's got.
I'll let you go. Yeah.
Yeah, top man.
Brilliant.
Cheers, Darren. Cheers, Darren.
Right, cheers. Thanks so much.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. I've got one more.
Take care, you lot.
Cheers, mate.
See you later.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
That 68,000 thing, apparently that's just something that was boasted about in David Gold's shares that they've built a prospectus for. So they're trying to flog them, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right.
It can be grown to 68,000. So it ain't going to be grown, not yet.
No
plans.
Right, 1 minute. Let's see if this is Mo. Let's see if Mo's still awake.
Oh, Mo, yeah.
He's not, yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Mo.
You all right, Mo?
Hi.
How are you, mate?
How you
You're
doing,
all right.
Nick?
You're
Gary,
good.
Micky, you're all right, yeah.
All good, mate. All good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm getting by. My health's not too good at the moment, but thank you for asking. How the three of you?
Yeah, no, we're all right, mate. We're all right. We're
great show tonight. I've tuned in for since the beginning, so I'm really enjoying it as always.
Yes, yeah. Top man. Mate, what did you make of that today? Honestly.
So, well, to begin with, Fulham made roast dinner out of West Ham. That's the first thing I want to say.
They did.
Yeah, with plenty of stuffing.
Yeah,
with extra stuffing and whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
I just want to make a few points. If that's all right with you, and just a few quick points before we you guys wrap it up. Is that all right?
Yeah, go on, mate. Go on.
Yeah, of course.
So, the players don't enjoy the football. The fans don't enjoy the football.
Nope.
People up within the West Ham hierarchy, I'm assuming, don't enjoy the football. Our director of football, Tim Starden, doesn't enjoy the football. The players are frequently being played out of position. And what needs to happen now is Moyes needs to go. He needs to go right now. Not in one game, not in two games, not next week, not next month, not until the end of the season. He needs to go right now. Okay, like I said, I phoned in last week to Claret and Booze, and I meant what I said. I really appreciate everything he's done. I did stand by him once upon a time, but like I said last week, the milk has gone stale, and it's time for David Moyes to go. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, my next point, just very quickly, I want to use Unai Emery and Aston Villa as an example. Now, a lot's been mentioned about Unai Emery, and rightly so, because when Unai Emery went to Aston Villa, he inherited a side that wasn't playing great football. I think they just let Steven Gerrard go, and it was an unhappy dressing room. But what he's done is he's inherited the Aston Villa side. He's blown a breath of fresh air, steel, motivation and confidence into the Aston Villa dressing room side.
Exactly right.
And now they're playing some of the best football that I've ever seen. In fact, teams that play Aston Villa are very fearful of Aston Villa. I'll make a good example. In the space of a week, they've defeated Man City and Arsenal.
Yeah,
what fantastic! Unbelievable.
And you know what? And you know what, Mo? They've done that whilst having to fight Europe and everything else and cope with
absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to mention anything about the fatigue because I think it's a load of nonsense. These are professional athletes. They get paid a lot of money. You're going to play every game to the best of your ability, right? No matter what football team you play for, you've got to play to the best of your ability because you know what? The fans are doing their job. They're following the club over land and sea. Yeah. Now, what the players have got to do, they've got to do their job and the manager's got to do their job. And you know what? David Sullivan, if you're watching this right now, if you're listening to this right now, you've got to start doing your job.
Yeah.
Right? Unai Emery, Aston Villa, are now trying to campaign for top 4 finish. Do you know what? Credit to them. I commend them. And do you know what? I commend Fulham too. Fulham, you know what? They're a football team that has struggled for many years now. And do you know what? I can see that they're starting to play really good football. You got to give praise where it's due. I'm a respectful football. I like to respect teams. I don't like to make fun out of other football teams.
Hang on, Mo. Except Tottenham.
Except Tottenham.
Obviously.
You've got to give credit where it's due. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and like I said, he's got to go right now. I don't think a lot of people can stand more of this football. I've been trying to listen to everyone's opinion, whether they're Moyes in or Moyes out. But I truly believe it doesn't matter who's the owner of our football club. The most important thing is that they've got to get rid of David Moyes right now. I mean, right now. I'm not talking about.
I agree, Mo.
He's got to go right now.
I agree.
It's my
I agree.
If you want to listen, Just one more thing. If we want to salvage anything from this season, and I truly believe we can salvage something from this season, get rid of Moyes now. Get in a manager who plays progressive, attacking, entertaining football that blends youth with experience to the best of their ability. Now, who that new manager is, I don't know. But what gives me hope over despair is that we've got Mr. Tim Steidten, and I have a lot of faith in the man. And I believe he's the right man to bring in the next group of players and manager. That's my opinion.
Yeah, mate, absolutely bang on. And absolutely bang. And what you've done is you've taken kind of you've taken the bits from what Anton said, and Anton's argument is he's basically worried about what comes next. And don't get me wrong, that's a valid argument that is kind of, it's not baseless either. When you look at Sullivan's track record, it is not great. But when you arrive at a stage like this, when you arrive at the stage that we're at now, and you have Tim Steidten in place as well. We're not even talking about Sullivan now. When you arrive at the situation that you're in now, you think to yourself, "Fuck me, how much worse has it got to get before you actually act? Why has it got to happen?" And the other thing as well, like you said yourself, you're a very respectful guy, yeah. So you respect what David Moyes has done, and the fact of the matter is, I personally don't really care whether he if he stays here long enough to destroy his legacy or not. That's not my concern. My concern is messing up our season. But if you are that type of person, like John is, John's worried that it will be allowed to run to the point where people physically hate, like everyone blanket hates him, and all the good work that he's done will be unravelled, and no one will give a shit anymore. It'll be like, get him out, like just. Whereas if he'd have gone, Mo, if he'd have gone after that cup win, he'd have gone out a hero.
Yeah, absolutely. Good memories. Thank you, Dave. You delivered a cup. You did outstandingly well. Yeah, right. Goodbye. Good luck. Go to Crystal Palace, which is where you're going to end up anyway, right?
I know, but it is incredibly hard work, and like you say, but it won't happen. They won't get rid of him, Mo. Not yet. They will. Don't get me wrong, they will. But Sullivan, as we sort of we ripped into him earlier on, and don't get me wrong. Do you know something? That wasn't for effect. That's actually the God's honest. It's the God's honest truth. The whole fan base, the majority of the fan base feels like that about Sullivan, because do you know something? He kind of plays his card. People say that he's loyal. The reason he's stuck with Moyes is because he's loyal. No, he's not loyal. He's not loyal. He's worried. He's what he would have been worried about. The reason Tim Steidten came in the summer was because that was going to be the start of a new chapter. Yeah. So that was never supposed to happen. So David Moyes winning that threw a spanner in the works, and the right thing to have done would have been to have let David Moyes go and then move on with this new project at the start of the season. But David Sullivan would have been frozen in fear that what if it goes wrong? What if I get rid of David Moyes and then the next manager it goes wrong? I'm going to look like a right fucking idiot. It's got nothing to do with loyalty. None. It's got to do with a lack of strength of leadership. He's not a strong leader, Sullivan. He's not.
I think he's one of the only people at West Ham that can actually say it's a results-based business and get away with saying that. And
because he's the owner. Yeah.
And he's the only one who can really say that. No fan should be saying that. But regardless, anyway. So Moyes is that safe pair of hands for him, and he has been the most successful manager under Sullivan in any club. So he is very sort of, I can understand where Sullivan would be coming from to keep him, to be honest with you. But as a fan, go now, because I can't, the state of this play is not saying a fan should be watching, not a football fan.
No, and it would be such a shame, as Mo says, there is, and everyone's right. When people say, and they use it as an excuse to keep him, and they say, "Oh, but look at us, we're ninth, we're in the quarterfinals of the EFL Cup." I see that as even more of a reason to act now, because why wait until all of that is gone? Everyone, if you watch football with your eyes, everyone can see the way that this is going.
I wanted that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What is that background beat?
Oh, sorry, it's my fault. I'm getting loads of texts. It's my fault.
It's really loud though tonight. Really loud.
Yeah. Sorry. Can I just say, right? I thought of something of why I dislike what that upset me about Brady, and I heard this. Somebody went to one of those Legends nights a few weeks ago. Don't know who said it, but it's true. Came from a good source. Tony Carr, legend, who brought all those wonderful players through over many, many years, dedicated his life to West Ham, right? he was actually dismissed by Karen Brady, right? He walks up to her office. He walks up to her office, knocks on the door. After all those years of service and all that productivity, everything she delivered, the wealth he delivered to West Ham. He was about to sit down. She said, "Don't bother sitting down. This won't take long."
Oh my God!
Because they look at normal people like the fans and the players as the little people to do stuff for them. That is how they look at people, right? They don't look upon themselves in the same way. They look upon themselves as very special, deserving people. Right? That's how it works.
Yeah,
in their heads.
Yeah, no, I can't stand them. But go on, mate.
Yeah, so if I just want to respond to Gary, if that's all right with you, with the whole Karen Brady, how she treated Tony Carr. I met Tony Carr once at Upper Park. Lovely gentleman. Grateful to all the players he's brought through, and all the years of service. You know, what a gentleman. You know, what I would take him back tomorrow, back in the academy. You know, bring the next spot through. I just want to say this, right, in response to Karen Brady and the way she treats people. We're fans, we're football fans, we're working class football fans, West Ham fans. Without the fans, there is no West Ham. Okay, so
bang on.
People like Aaron Brady, David Sullivan, and the whole lot, right, of the board members. Right, my message to you is this: you got to show a bit more respect to the fans, right? Because at the end of the day, right, we're paying your wages, we're paying a lot of money to follow West Ham over land and sea. And you got to start showing a bit more respect to the West Ham fans. You sold us a lie at the beginning, which I won't get into because a lot's been said about that. There's nothing that I can say to Error and Booze that hasn't been said, right? But you need to start showing a bit more respect to the fans. You know, this one of the reasons why I became a West Ham fan is because of the fans, the atmosphere, not even the football. It's the atmosphere and the fans and people around me. They're really good people, you know, welcoming you to Upton Park as they were Upton Park back then. And that's the reason why I tune into Clara and Booze, because it reminds me of days, you know, good people like yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but do you know what? We said this last week. We'll leave that up, Gary. We said this last week, and I completely mean it. Irrespective of what you see on Twitter with all the cat fights and all the bitch fighting and everything else, I'm telling you now that no Twitter doesn't represent any fan base, not just West Ham, Arsenal, Chelsea. It doesn't. You get all the shit from society on there. You really do. And the majority, I'm telling you now that, and I've said it before, the vast majority of West Ham fans will all disagree till we're blue in the face, but we're all good people. You know, the majority of us are good people. And
face to face, never.
No, we're good people, but yeah, Gary, is it Ryan's comment to back up that what you said?
Yeah, so he was, and I think Ryan, I might have got it from you on your show. I think you said it on your show, didn't you? Car event. The story is completely true. I've also heard the same story from another ex-player. Tony Carr was almost in tears, telling the story on how he was treated by Brady. I mean, it is humiliating.
It's a kick in the butt, guys.
And this is a guy. If you do watch if you do watch like the ex-player interviews, cheers, Ryan. If you watch the ex-player interviews, anyone that's had any dealings with Tony Carr, he's only spoken about ever in the highest of regards by everyone. You know, he's almost like royalty to some of those kids that have come through that academy. He's so highly regarded, and for them to talk about someone like him to treat him in that way, it just goes to show, it gives you the measure of it. But to go on to another point, it's all very well while we're flying high and we're in Europe and we're getting all this TV money and we're doing this and we're doing that. They can treat fans like shit because gate receipts ain't that important. But you know what? Fans have got long memories. They're going to need the fans. If say, for instance, it does ever collapse and we do end up back in the Championship or something like that, that's when they need the fans on their side. No, that's when they need that. They've got to stop doing it. We are. Stephen said we're customers to them at the moment. But we saw last season. It doesn't matter how much money you throw at a season. You know, we spent 140 million the summer before. We was in a 35 game relegation battle that season when we got relegated with that team. Do you remember? With that team, it was like that should never have been possible. But you never know. You never know when you're going to end up in that situation. So
too good for a band team.
Yeah, why have you got to treat people like shit? Like the poor. I can't think of his name, so please forgive me. But the poor Leicester chairman, the great guy that they all loved, that died in a helicopter crash.
Oh yeah.
That guy was like a beautiful man to the
manna
fans.
from heaven, wasn't he?
Yeah.
To that sort of thing, you know.
He literally treated his fan base beautifully. You know what? Why would you not do that? Why would you not?
It's a wonderful set of skills, and people should embrace it more. Like Ange Postecoglou, right? I'm going to mention him now because the way he talks about his team and what his fans should expect is exactly what every football fan wants to hear, right?
Yeah,
it is. Be ambitious, expect the best, expect us to win. We're going to go at teams. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear, oh, they're a great side, you know, before every fucking game, right? I don't want to hear it. No, because you're lowering expectations by doing that. You're taking the pressure off yourself. And if you do happen to achieve something, you overachieved against the expectations you set for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it plays it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But anyway, Mo, would you, is there anything else you'd like to talk about, mate, before we wrap up?
No, just good health and happiness to all 3-4 of you. All right. Thanks again for a great. Appreciate it. I'll be tuning in again soon.
Yeah, top man, and mate. I don't know what you're going for at the minute, but I really hope you you pull through quickly.
I'm just on medication at the moment.
Okay,
so my health hasn't been too great. I was actually made redundant from one of my jobs, which I had for a few years. So you know,
sorry, mate.
You know what I mean? But it's not a nice feeling. But you know, it doesn't really matter. This is about West Ham. About me, it's about West Ham.
It does matter.
You know what?
It does matter.
We've got you back now, Mo.
That's happened to me in the past as well, Mo. It's horrible, right? So look, mate, you know,
that's all right. Thank you for your support and the whole mental health side, mate.
You'll come out the other side. Look after yourself.
Before you go, I had a chat with someone on Twitter, and this wasn't. This was someone else. They basically they said they feel like they've hit rock bottom. They've got nowhere else to turn. And I said, well, look, don't get me wrong, I'm not a psychologist, but I've had bad times. I had bad times a lot. And I said, look, the only good thing is if you ever hit rock bottom is the only way is up. do you know what I mean? Things tomorrow is a new day. Life doesn't stay shit forever as long as you keep on with it. You only lose when you give up. That's what they say. You only lose when you give up.
Yeah,
so
you're never on your own. You're never on your own either, but sometimes you think you are, right? Because you're in your own head.
Yeah.
One more thing just before I'm seeing all these comments, right? And a lot of your on the chat bit, a lot of people are really nice and saying a lot of good stuff. You know,
we've got a great community on here, mate. Great community.
Yeah. My message to all them people, you know, who are sending their kind words, you know, peace, love and happiness to all of you. So I genuinely wish everyone well. Okay, you know, we only get one crack at life and, you know, we got to look after each other. You know, thank you all for the really nice comments and everything, and up the hammers.
Yeah, up the hammers, mate. Cheers, Mo. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, Mo. See you later.
All right.
Okay, yeah. Take care.
You too, mate.
Cheers, mate. I love Mo.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy, isn't he?
He's a great guy. Right, before we go, I'm going to run through because we never do this because we've had an influx of pew pew pews tonight. So I'm going to quickly do the long list. It's getting a longer list. Bearing in mind, you know, with our memberships, we always say this is just for people who just want to sort of support the channel. We may do someday. We'll start doing some more membership stuff and things like that. But that we always say this is just literally optional. It's if you want to just support the channel. You know, we don't really want to paywall anything. It's not something we want to do because some people might not be able to. Some people might not be able to afford it and stuff like that. So this is kind of the way that we wanted to do it. So thank you very much. So we've got new ones from tonight. I'm going to read through the list. So we've got Darren Porter, we've got Nick with 1C, we've got Mick 174060, we've got Colin Miller, we've got J Baz, Canal, Hammers Mikey, Jay Henley, Ching Chang Walla. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, Ching Chang Walla, yeah.
Yeah, West Ham United, Ryan, Jack Taylor, Robert Singleton, Matt B, Contact Light, Ralph Enjoying the Sun, Hodgie, Gary Dixon, Drain Hole Hammers, The Doghouse, Paul Riley, Greg Lane, Steve Garner, Iron Ore, Carl, West Ham United FC, Sam David, Fortune's Hiding Down Under, our very own Kingy, Espen Byatt, my son, Lee Killington, ADL Media, that's Abdi, isn't it? That's yeah.
A lot of new members.
Alexander Grant, no, these ain't new. Draconian Squid, Ian Pennell, Sam Oakes, Barney McGrew, Grumpy Barney McGrew, Brian Flowers, Hammers Gary, John Cammer, Sharky, Mark Holmes, Mr. Mace, Martin Cowdrey, Andrew North, Keith Knight, Yatesy, Ryan Karim, Joan, the lovely Joan, Steve, West Ham United, Bell, Steve, West Ham United, John Williams, Darren Arnold, the lovely Amanda, Mark, Daniel Jones, BJ, unfortunate name, Tom Jar, Philip Emery, Gordon Buchanan, Mr. Moyes lovely guy, Paul Beresford, the lovely Kerry Marriott, Mickey Smith, Jeremy Talbot, Alec Bassendale, and Swepo. Thank you very much for continuing to support this channel. Honestly,
we don't make money out of
a
this.
long list. That's a long list.
Spend money in this.
That's a long list.
Ryan, sorry to hear about your job, mate. I hope everything's going all right. I hope you're picking
what's
a new
happened
up soon.
with Ryan?
Ryan, he said he lost his job. What's happening now? He lost his job a couple of weeks ago.
Fucking hell. Sorry, mate. Ryan, hit me on me on your inbox, mate. I don't because I know you kind of work in construction and stuff like that. Give me send me a message, mate. I'm sure you've got loads of contacts yourself, but it don't hurt to sort of reach out and stuff like that. I think we're in sort of similar industry. So
Nick has contacts, Ryan. He has contacts.
I do. So yeah, make sure you do, mate.
If
All right.
Got any requests for more sound effects? Let me know next week, and we'll sort
look. One. We'll do it. We'll do one with
pictures.
Words and pictures. Look, there you go.
That ain't happening.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Hey, another one.
Lawrence is pew 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 pew.
I bet that's a standalone bit of software you've installed just to do that, isn't it?
It's what happens when you got a Mac rather than the PC, Gary. To be quite honest, but
a lot of people are obsessed with my mic, but Lawrence loves his mic.
Gary's so jealous of my fireworks.
Yeah, no, not really.
You actually are. Right, anyway. But anyway, look, it's been an amazing... it was still got 560 people.
That is a good... when I was making the ramble... because I don't like firewalling shit, right? So, but releasing early might be a good idea.
Yeah, no, we'll see.
Maybe if it's like a few hours early or something like that, right? Don't have to do it. Not a day or two. It would be out of date, wouldn't it? But do it a bit early.
Listen. There's big ideas for next year. There is. He ain't
told us yet, but there you go.
Yeah, no, there is. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, you will. But
Nigel's away doing stuff at the moment, so I don't know. We don't know.
We don't know. I'm sure we will do it at some point. But yeah, no, it's been brilliant.
I've just got to work now. I'm just going to walk
might
out
as
the
well,
door,
Mickey, especially if you're going to watch it back like
you do. You watch them back, didn't you? You'll be laying in bed watching it.
Don't tell people that. You must be right.
Oh, look at that microphone. Cool. Look at that microphone.
I ain't like that, am I? I like hearing my own voice.
Right. Let's go to bed. This is a record. No, we did do a 3.5 hour with Nigel once, didn't we? But this is almost a record, right?
Yeah, but it was a great show tonight.
A great show. And we had a lot to talk about tonight. And thank you so much for all of you in the comments sticking with us
and all the callers, everyone, all the super chats. So many super chats tonight as well. Thank you very much. Honestly.
Yeah. And look, if you're having issues yourself out there, I know a lot of people do, especially around this time of year. Look after yourself, and look, you're not alone. You can always reach out to any of us. We'll have a chat.
We're always going to be here. We're always going to be here.
All right, so let's hope for a better West Ham week anyway. And the week was good. The weekend was shit. Let's hope for another good week where we go and get through against Freiburg, win the group, so we ain't got to play the damn playoff game. And then next weekend, I do firmly believe, because we're quite lucky now because Wolves are on the slide a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So that could be a good time to play Wolves. I hope so anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, stay safe, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Great show. Speak to you soon. Come in, you wines.
And we're going to close down. We're going to close down as usual through December with
Christmas
It's not a Christmas song. It's the best moment. And it was. There we go. Yeah. See you soon.
Carp is so foul for time wasting. He plays it down the right channel, gives it straight to the goalkeeper Terraciano. He's going to toss it back into the opposition half. The referee still hasn't blown the whistle. 97 minutes played. Forward and away by Naif again. Over the halfway line it goes. Fiorentina can't get the ball into West Ham's half at the moment. Terracciano will kick it long. It's away by Thomas Soucek, who's gone back to help out the defence. Ogbona's in there as well. There's almost 4 centre-halves on the pitch now for David Moyes. The ball's played out left. Fornals plays it against the defender. A free kick is given over on the far side, and West Ham have one more set piece to defend. Christian Baraghi over on that far side leaves it for Bonaventura, who got the equalising goal. 97 minutes, 40 seconds have been played. Surely this is the last action of the game. There was only 5 allotted. West Ham scored in the final minute of the game. This is the free kick. This is the moment of supreme concentration. Terracciano, the goalkeeper, comes up into the penalty area. Alphonse Areola completely comes out and misses it, but it goes behind and away for a goal kick anyway. And then there's a bit of pushing going on involving Nico Gonzalez, and that's it! The referee blows the full-time whistle. No one is bursting this West Ham bubble. Its legacy is ironclad. West Ham win the Europa Conference League. The players drive onto the pitch in a blur of jubilation, knees sliding towards their support at the far end of the ground. An historic night for West Ham United is complete. For the club of Bobby Moore, Alvin Martin and Trevor Brooking, the crowning glory for Declan Rice, Jared Bowen and Mikel Antonio. 15 games, 14 wins, 1 draw. They have completed the conference unbeaten. European finals don't come around too often. If you're West Ham United, it may not come around again for a while. So listen, feel it.